this computer. Okay, welcome to the one-shot Dungeon Crawl Classics. Sailors on the Starless Ski. See, we have Katrina and Chris and Brad and Philip playing, and we're doing a funnel one-shot. It's about a village that is on the sort of on the edge of civilization in some way. It was once an important place, but the villagers don't know much about that. All your characters are members of the same village and know each other, and some of you your whole life, some of you are connected or even related, for that matter. That's up to you how you want to spin that. So everything was tranquil in Happy Town until a couple weeks ago. There was these massive raids, and many villagers were abducted and murdered, and it was a mysterious event that left very little clues and shocked everybody, and everybody hid for a while and didn't react, and finally a sort of posse was formed, this mob, and you brave souls have stepped forward, and you're like, yeah, okay, let's do it, and you're all volunteered to go and find out what happened to these villagers, and there's upward of like 36 missing, quite a few, like a small village of 120 people, 150 people. It's significant, and a lot of people are still hiding in their hovels and won't come out, but you guys, brave souls, did. And not only that, there are some rumors the village knows about this place, and so every player gets to roll once on this roll about the mysterious ruined keep on the hill that's nearby the village. It's a day's walk, not even, and it's rumored to be a dark place with evil past. So we can start, if anyone wants to go forward, I'll get you to roll a 10-sided die to see what you may know about this background. So Chris rolls 9. So Chris, for somehow you heard a rumor that if you look for treasure in the keep's sole remaining tower, a wealth of gold is hidden there. The sole
Very
remaining
nice.
tower. Yes,
Sole remaining
wealth
tower.
Cat rolls an 8. Nothing good can come of disturbing the evil ruins. You'll only unleash the horror beneath the hill. A bit vague, but perhaps specific. 6. A sleeping dragon lurks beneath the keep. Accept his quest and he will grant you a wish. Yikes. And Brad, if you're there, I'll get you to roll a 10-sided. And so far, beware the well. It has swallowed many a poor soul. And I'm going to give one more as the DM that you know collectively. And this one is, the keep was once ruled by a pair of brothers, Chaos Lords, the foulest champions of evil to ever stalk the land. So you guys, I'm going to quickly get you to quickly run through and tell everybody who your 4 characters are, perhaps just a little thing about them. It's up to you. Anybody could volunteer to start. And
Sure, I'll go first. I'm not scared.
right on, Chris.
I'll just go right down the line. I am playing, I shortened their names a bit because the Roll20 gave me some pretty chaotic sounding names. So for Darren's benevolence, I gave him a little bit easier name. So I'm playing Carbrux, the Caravan Guard. I imagine that he's just a local town guard that has had it with the people getting kidnapped. So he has joined this posse to go and find maybe a missing loved one or sibling, or even maybe a family member. I'm playing Ika, a halfling vagrant who is a religious type. She believes in the neutral gods. I actually don't know if there's any pantheons in it, but I have her as a neutral kind of homeless entity that is putting all her faith in the power of deities of neutral alliance. I'm playing log cameo, the halfling moneylender. He's one of the richest people in town, and he has told everyone joining this posse that he will pay them handsomely if we can get to this sole remaining tower and uncover this lost treasure. And last but not least, I am playing Scola, the turnip farmer, and he's just had it with farming turnips, so he wants to get some gold and live his life a little better. I guess that's the four that I'm playing.
Excellent. Um, let's go, Philip. You ready?
Yeah, absolutely. So tonight I'm going to be playing Hannibal Rex. He's a merchant. I'm also going to be playing Abula Bubu, who is a squire. Also, Handsome Charles, the beekeeper, and Tiki Rafiki, an indentured servant.
Oh, brave volunteers. Gonna go rescue the villagers. Nice. Brad or Cat?
Yeah, I can go. I'm playing, I'll just give you the first names. I think that's easier. I'm playing Calm, who is a dude outlaw, and he's kind of in it more for the potential gold and rumors than anything else, including the gold that our friend earlier just promised all of us. And then I have Fingers, who's a halfling dyer, so like a clothier, and she has lost her sister, but is surprisingly stalwart and strong and agile. And we have Ting Ting Ting, who is a dwarven blacksmith and rough and tough, and she's going up there just because she's sick of this shit and she's gonna kill something. And then I've got Okra, who is a costermonger, which if, like me, you had no idea what the hell that was, means she sells fruits and vegetables and fish, and she's kind of actually in the same realm as the dwarf, but she's definitely doesn't have any strong and what to swing around. She just feels a strong sense of justice, having lived in this town for a long time. She wants to know what's happening, and she's willing to put her life on the line. She's also like in her like 50s, so she's a little older, so she figures it's fair. And that's it.
And Brad.
Okay, first character is Cut Enesco. He's a gong farmer, which is basically a dung herder. He figures that anything in his life has got to be more exciting and better than what he does for a living. We've got Kanan Foderer, who is a street urchin, and again, just trying to, just basically trying to help people out, and figures that if he can get any sort of money to better his position, then that's all good. I've also got Yoke Eskespret, who is an indentured servant. So indentured to who, I'm not sure, but being basically brought along by his master to help out with the situation. And I also have Hijakru Ino, who is a merchant, reasonably wealthy by the standards, local standards. So he's going because recently he's lost money because of all the raids and everything, and I'm sure he's lost people that he knows to these raiders, etc.
Cool. So we happen to have a mixed collection of villagers of different class and some different motives, actually. So interesting. But you guys all are kind of there to get the villagers. Is an overarching connection. They're the people you know, and it's a super dangerous place. Like, you're all villagers. But we'll just dive into this. You do go on the journey to get to the keep, and we'll fast forward the reel, and you stand before the ruined keep. There it is, which squats atop a low, craggy hill, its walls of toppled stone and massive granite blocks hinting at forgotten battles and the clash of mighty armies. Now the ruins seem host only to creeping vines and the foul miasma that drifts down from the keep. The air is overrun with pestilence. Fat flies bite at you incessantly, and the clouds of small black insects choke your every breath. The long abandoned land is strangled with thorny vines that drape the sickly trees and hang from the ruined walls. There's an odor of rot and decay, as if the hill itself were decomposing from within. A sight gives you pause. A ragged banner depicting a crimson skull on a black field stands high atop the ruined walls. Whatever lurks within this terrorizes you and your village for far too long. You turn to your companions and ready your meager weapons. The time for retribution has come. Now I'm going to change maps and you'll see the keep in front of you, and you're probably about 150, perhaps 200 feet tops away. Does anybody want to act before approaching the keep? You see there's a lot of twisted thorns and vines and that persistent smell of decay and like burning garbage and carrion. And there's this weird kind of mist rising up from the keep itself.
Going farmer's like, hey, this doesn't smell so bad around here.
You'll see handsome Charles, and he has a face that looks like a sourdough that's like just full of bee sting marks. He's gonna look around on the ground and see if there's like any sticks or like boughs of trees that are like broken off here. Anything like that?
There is. There are a lot of twisted brambles and some stout, but nothing much seems to be live anymore, but you can find some.
Oh, is there one about 10 feet long, like a 10-foot pole?
Gotcha. Yeah, that is. It's perhaps not straight perfect, a bit twisted and gnarly, but you find one that's pretty stout.
Yeah,
Log
he walks over there, he
cameo.
picks it up. He's like, yeah, this is gonna come in real fucking handy.
Log Cameo, the moneylender, he's like, "Oh, what are you looking for there?" And he's a short, portly little, I imagine dressed like a banker kind of halfling. And he says, "You're looking for like a pole or something? I've actually bought one at the local shop here. My turnip farmer friend Scola. Hand the 10-foot pole over to the man, and I've actually purchased a 10-foot pole if you're interested in using it."
Ah.
And this handsome Charles turns around and looks at you and smiles like a frog. Well, don't mind if I do.
Well, excellent. Yes, if you're willing to go first, handsome Charles, I would be willing to throw you 5 copper.
Absolutely. You'll see him like tuck up his britches, like he's getting ready to rumble. You goddamn right, I'm ready to go first. Give me that stick. Give me that coin.
I'll flip you 5 copper.
He takes his tongue out and like licks his lips. All right, let's get going. I see that hellish banner over there flying. I'm tired of being terrorized by these people.
And you go forward with the pole held stoutly and proudly. And you head up the meandering track to what appears to be a gatehouse up ahead. And there's a moat around 30-foot walls that encompass the ruins of this keep. An old dirt road, now overrun with weeds and sickly vines, rises toward the ruined citadel. A grisly sight bars your way, however. A pair of bodies secured to poles by long, ropey vines. The wicked vines have swarmed their way inside the bodies' eyes, ears, and mouths. To your horror, you realize the bodies are still moving.
You'll see handsome Charles walk up to one of them. He's going to be about 8 feet away. He's going to take his pole. He's going to jab one in the knee.
As he does that, we're going to get everybody roll initiative. As you realize, and to your horror, as you poke, they look at you. Now, who is this? This is handsome?
Yep.
This is frog face. I love it. You see the 2 figures that are wrapped in these vines and poles. They turn, and you recognize the corpses belong to Kiri and Albin. And they're the sons of the village smith. Now, they're dwarves. Because I just recalled that Brad's character is a dwarf, his blacksmith, right?
Oh,
Isn't
no.
Ting 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 a dwarf?
Oh, that's
Ding,
right.
ding.
Oh, was he the blacksmith?
Oh my god, I rolled a crit.
Oh, for initiative?
Yeah.
You'll probably be going first. So everybody, as for your whole squad, you roll 1 die. Well, you can roll the initiative button on your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
And then it'll give me the results, which I'll write down. quickly, and we'll have an order, and then I'm going to roll for the baddies. These vine horrors, they're called. You can tell now it's the vines are actually controlling the corpses and manipulating them. And these corpses appear to be dead, and it's the actual plants themselves that are bringing them around, and they're whipping these vines toward Handsome Charles.
Now, do these vines look like they're growing out of a certain spot in the land?
No, well, it's hard to tell. They don't think so. These things seem to be mobile.
These are plants without roots. What kind of ungodly creature is this?
Chris got a 13. Brad got a 13. And Philip got a... Philip, have you rolled your initiative?
Yeah, I got a 20.
Oh, right.
My 13 is actually a 15. I didn't realize that I have the Speed of Cobra lucky roll, so I get to add my luck to my initiative roll.
Well, that's good because I rolled a 15 for the vine horrors. As these horrific things come forward, you just you kind of like, it's pucker factor 10 as you see your former village mates being animated by some horrific vine creature. So we're going to be rolling. Actually, Philip, your 4 characters go first.
Oh, nice. So you'll see Hannibal Rex, Abu Labubu, and Tiki Rafiki all move to the sides of Handsome Charles. They're going to draw their weapons. Handsome Charles is going to take that giant staff above his head, whip it around like a rag doll, and go slamming it into the plant.
Nice. So go ahead. The plant has AC 13. So you have to roll 20-sided. Now, character sheets are macroed if you have it written into the weapon slot. But you, of course, can just roll the 20 and roll 20 as well if you wish.
So it looks like I rolled a 19 to hit and a 3 damage.
Oh, wow. So it works. It swings around in a blur and impacts with one of these. It hits Albin, the younger of the brothers. And
I never liked the blacksmith's son. He robbed me.
And there's a crunch, crack as some bones break and the vines burst a bit, but it's still very active.
Yeah, that's when Abu Alabubu is going to pull out his sword. He's like, if you're going to take down a plant, you're going to need a sharper edge.
Indeed. Now, up to three characters can attack each vine horror at once.
Now, this guy walks up and he goes stumbling forwards. He pulls out his sword. He holds it up to the sky. It's a little bit too heavy for his arm. It comes crashing down to the side. He misses. He rolls a 6.
Indeed.
Yeah, not great. Not great. Let's see who else can I have go. I'm gonna have Tiki Rafiki. Tiki Rafiki. He's a squirrely little guy. He's actually the indentured servant to Handsome Charles. Yes, don't worry. I'm gonna take him out. Watch this. And now Tiki Rafiki rolls a 14.
That hits.
1 damage.
But the 1 damage. Do you hit the wounded one or the unwounded one?
The wounded one.
Gotcha.
Come on, guys. Let's concentrate our fire.
Ooh. Is that your characters?
Yeah, only 3 can go at once, correct?
Yes.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, well, all 4 can act, but only 3 can reach 1 target at a time. Now, there are 2 targets, so if you spread out your attacks, everybody can have a go. If you kind of follow that.
Let me see.
There is 2 of them, so your last guy could attack the unwounded one.
Let me see what this guy has. Yeah, he's going to attack the other one. This is going to be Hannibal Rex. Hannibal Rex has like a face like a sailor. He has a large cut down the side of his face, and he's going to pull out his dagger, and he's just going to just leap onto this vine-like creature.
Okay. Ah. Now you can grapple it. You're going to attack it with your dagger, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a 12 to hit.
Oh darn! Well, you do minimum 1 damage, and that does hit. That's no, I think they had a 13. Pardon me.
And you hear him scream out mid-jump, "Take this, you little prick!"
But it doesn't quite land, or it does. It goes into the corpse. There's kind of a thunk, and he kind of sticks it out, but it doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's your characters. Now, who's next on my list? That would be Kat. You got the 17. Oh, we don't hear you. Got to put your mic down.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
First off, Ting, they're all going to reach for their respective weapons, and Ting rips out a hammer, and there's hardly any hesitation in her, and she's this big old dwarf with these big orange braids coming off the back, these big muscles, and she's gonna run up and she's gonna aim to take out right in the middle, take a big hard swipe with this big old roar.
Things coming forward. Yeah. Here. Out of the way.
14 to hit.
Did you go after the wounded or unwounded?
The wounded one, the one that he attacked
Right.
the most.
So you can describe how you take this thing out. That was a good damage roll.
She like runs up to it, and she's shorter than where the head is, so she like jumps surprisingly high on it. She's got these stout legs. She jumps up and brings her hammer down, and that smashes down through the skull of the decomposing body, and these vines and everywhere.
And it crumples just in slow motion because its head is completely crushed and collapsed, so all its sensory system is destroyed. And
I told you I would kill something, she growls.
Collapses and appears death. Good shot. Good damage. It had 6 hit points left.
Okra kind of pulls out her dagger. This is the old human lady, and the first moment she sees them, she holds back this bile of she almost doesn't get to attack because she's just going to puke all over the ground because she just can't believe what she's seeing. It's horrible. But she sees everyone else attacking in Ting's war cry, so and she kind of runs forward and goes to stab at the other one that's still up, and she 5 with no damage.
And she is rattled because she just total whiff. It's air.
Yeah, she's weak about it. She's quite terrified at this moment, and seeing this happen, seeing how scared she is and she's in danger, Fingers summons up her own pretty large amount of bravery and says, "I'm coming. I'm right behind you." Wrong voice. "I'm coming. I'm right behind you." And she whips out this staff, and she's going to try to, holding on the end of it so she stays as far away as she can. She whips down with her staff. 5, so that's a miss, right?
Well, and yes, it is. And the damage has been tanking too.
Yeah, she's also a broad whiff. She's really trying to dodge and stay far away, so she really doesn't even go close enough to actually hit her attack. And last but not least, the whole time all this action and noise has been going on, Con Bronwyn he's just slowly taking out his weapon, and he sneaks around, and he really waits for an opportunity. So as soon as it looks like the creature's distracted and the other 2 people are in danger, he tries to come at it from behind and takes a big slash with his short sword, which is a 15 to hit.
That is a hit.
And I'll aim to basically chop away as many vines as I can with 2 damage.
And you do. You go in and carve, and some plant fodder goes flying. But the creature turns now, and we have a tie.
No.
In this case, I'm looking here a minute. We're gonna roll. That would be. Oh no, we don't have a tie. The creature goes next, and then Brad last. So the vine creature survives, is still very active, and it's Kiri, and everyone's horrified, that your former villagers are now animated by these horrible vines. And he reaches out and attacks Eka, the halfling.
Not Eka.
Yes, and its two arms reach out. Oh, it's one vine attack. Well, actually, that will be a fumble on its part.
It trips on a vine and falls on his face.
He trips on his own vine. That means he'd trip on his own foot, I suppose that would mean. So he fumbled. Give me one moment. I'll look up the fumble chart. And his next attack, though, what's your AC is...
9 AC on Eka.
Okay, so the second one hits, unfortunately.
Rest in peace, Eka.
Unless this creature... Oh, how many hit points does Eka have?
She has 1 HP as she grabs her holy symbol and is praying to the gods of what horrible abomination this could be.
Oh my. Okay, and I'm just looking for a fumble chart. Yes, and I don't think this fumble will help you. I'm just going to roll because he only rolls a D4 fumble.
Attack himself and kill him.
3. I think that just sets attacks over. But the second attack, the damage is quite significant with this thing. And you only have 1 hit point, so regardless, the vines reach out and wrap around your head and neck and squeeze tightly, and your head pops.
She screams in agony, praying for her god, I guess. Goodbye, Eka. It was good playing you for 30 seconds.
Damn.
And everyone's like, "Oh shit!" As Eka, and it just drops the corpse, which drops like a sack of potatoes hitting the floor, and it's like, ugh. And the head kind of looks a little elongated, somewhat. So let's roll initiative again for the next round.
Oh, what, did I get an attack this round?
Oh, pardon me, Brad. Oh, of course. There was something ringing a bell in my head here. I was like,
I also didn't get to attack this round.
Okay, so the gong farmer is going to come in there. I've smelled worse, and tries to bury his trowel that he sharpened up for this particular occasion into this thing, wherever it looks most vulnerable.
His garden trowel. Nice. Okay, go ahead.
Is there an attack macro in this thing, or?
Did I put it on? Which character is that?
That's
Should just be
my,
beside your
gong
weapon. If
farmer
you
macro.
have your weapon inputted, it should just be to the right. It gives you melee or range as an option.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Oh yeah. Max damage. Your strength, you're -1, but your trawl does. You're a good gardener apparently, and you do cut its one hand off, shear it off with a bunch of vines at the same time. Ah, you killed my friend. But vines quickly grow back. Other ones come down its arm and reach out to replace them. But it did damage. The thing kind of... next character, Brad?
Okay, that'll be the urchin.
With a kid?
Yeah, he's got a club. He's going to come up and club on
12-year-old comes in.
Yeah, use both hands as hard as possible. Holy crumb.
Oh, the urchin gets the kill.
Splat. Oh.
Ah.
Right in the noggin, splat, and a whole bunch of vines just come pouring out of its head along with his brain.
Oh, so you guys are going for the headshots, I guess. And you swing, and the urchin gets in the death wicked blow for full damage. Seems inspired as the creature. This one slumps backward and tips and collapses backward. And everyone's looking around.
All right. Ting goes to high five you.
Success.
Handsome,
sort of.
handsome Charles walks up and he says, "That's a good job, gang." He starts patting down the corpses to see if he can find anything.
Oh, the corpses. Well, these corpses, of course. Okay, so Albin and Kiri.
Mhm.
Oh, Kiri's corpse is still carrying a short sword and a dagger that were gifts from his father when he reached manhood. And Albin's corpse has 5 copper pieces hidden in his right boot.
Guys,
Log,
unfortunately, it doesn't look like these guys have anything on them.
Log Cameo is going to go up to Eka and say, it's an absolute tragedy what happened to Eka there, but she actually owed me a bit of money still. So if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to go through her pockets and collect. And he goes and loots what Eka had on her. So I'm just going to take my dead character's stuff, if that's cool.
As
Yeah,
you do
what's
this,
her-
Okra's literally crying over her body.
Was her head
quite
severed?
the tragedy.
Yes, such a tragedy, such a tragedy. But it's being practical. Indeed.
A holy symbol. This might be worth a good penny.
Oh, he had the holy symbol.
Yeah, Eka was the religious one.
Oh, okay. All right, so you guys finish up quickly, and you look up toward the keep, and it appears the option at the moment is continue toward this gatehouse, and the keep's massive. Oh, wait, pardon me. The dark, moss-eaten gatehouse towers above you, and grim and forbidding. And I'll wait till you guys get closer, because you guys are probably about this far away. And when you were attacked by the vine horrors. Now you guys notice that the corpses with the caved-in heads that were the vine horrors, now the chest cavity is kind of bubbling and expanding a bit. And then as you watch,
Get back away from it.
so Brad's character's back away.
It's a good time to back up.
Everybody-
Scholar's gonna say, I've been a turnip farmer for a long time. I ain't never seen no weeds like that before.
And before your eyes, the 2 corpses rupture. And this sort of clear, viscous liquid bursts out. And it almost looks like little tiny eggs come out of the chest cavity. Sort of like a frog's egg sac. And they're small, like probably golf ball size little egg things. And you can see they have little tails, they look like little sperms, I guess. Or tadpoles or whatever.
Okra's a fishmonger, so do these look like eggs to me, like something that's going to become something?
Yes, and you see that they're after a second or two, they start to move. They're wiggling and slowly moving.
Well,
And,
I've seen enough of this, Carbruck says, and he'll pull out a torch and say, how about we burn these with fire? And he's going to light his torch if he can and just chuck the torch
Sounds
at
good.
the wiggling eggs.
Oh, good call. Okay, I'm going to reward you a luck point. As you,
That's my luckiest guy. Perfect.
yeah, and also Brad, your character gets a luck point. I'm going to give out a couple. It's going to be really scarce, and I forgot to mention mechanic of the game where you can burn luck points to add to your roll, your dice roll. So if you're desperate, because once you burn a luck point, it's lost. 0 level characters can't get luck points back unless I reward them and such. But I'll be pretty scarce. I'm just doing it kind of just to help you guys out a little bit. But if you have to, you can burn luck points. And so, but only on your own rolls, of course. You can't affect others' rolls. So the gatehouse is up ahead. It looks quite typical. The ruined walls of the keep extend either direction. The keep seems to be a square unit on this sort of hillock. It's parts are in ruins, you can tell even from here. And up and behind the keep, there's this swirling kind of mist or smog or smoke or something that's going up into the skies. Not a pleasant. And you guys move forward up toward the gatehouse. I'm presuming there's some planks across, and I'll let you guys take the floor.
What do you guys think? Says Handsome Charles.
Well, Log Cameo replies, that those planks look quite precarious, if I do say so myself. Handsome Charles, another 5 copper if you can make it across.
Okra speaks up. No. That just does not sound quite right to me. Let me be fair. I've lived a fairly long life. I said 50s, but she's much older. That's not that old. Sorry, guys. She steps up. She goes, I've lived a long life. I am here to try to ensure people's safety, not to worry about some copper for a life. She gives you a grandmotherly admonishing look, and she says, I will walk across and see what I can see on the other side if no one else is brave enough to step forward.
Handsome Charles will. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, you.
Okay, Handsome Charles will lift his leg and lean to one side and let out a small fart. Okay, go ahead.
And Log Cameo will twist his banker's mustache and say, oh, what a brave old dwarf you are. How about I give you this? And he'll pull out the still bloodied holy symbol that he pulled off at Ika. And, oh, sorry, there's still something a bit on here. And he'll wipe it off on his tissue and hand it to you. May the gods protect you on your walk, Okra.
She breathes in deeply. She's the human, by the way. Ting is the blacksmith. And
my
she
bad,
takes
my bad.
no, it's good. Think ting, 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 like blacksmith. She takes a deep breath and she takes it very sincerely. Like she thinks you're really doing a thoughtful gesture when you saw how broken up she was. And so she takes it and she holds it close to her chest and she will try to make her way across these boards.
And I'll
The same
assume,
way she's been running around the little orchards and the limbs of those since she was a kid.
oh. Anyone else? And I'm assuming though the party will sort of follow her, but she's leading. She's out forward, and the planks are surprisingly sturdy. When you reach them, you prod them a bit, but you don't sense danger. You can give me a wisdom dice check. Now, dice checks in this game, I have a number that you have to beat. And so when I say I want a wisdom check, you go into your character sheet and there's a button by your wisdom stat. It's macroed and you can hit. And if it is higher or equal to the number I have assigned, you pass.
Okay, there is no wisdom. You must mean something else?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking, which is the one for...
Strength,
Willpower?
agility, stamina, willpower,
Yes.
fortitude, reflex.
Yeah, willpower, pardon me, willpower. Because you go up to these front gates and you're just suddenly looking at some
17. This is a really determined old lady. She's sick of
In-
seeing people disappear from her village.
Okay, she gets the gods favor you. Like you feel this as you hold this holy symbol. You realize that suddenly you feel a bravery like nothing before. But it's fleeting and gone, but I'm rewarding a luck point. The gods have heard your prayer and we're impressed. It was a 15 dice check, not an easy one.
Oh, does that mean my luck just goes up by 1?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's that's big. That's nice. So well played. You move forward, and the dark, moss-eaten gatehouse towers above you, grim and forbidding. Murder holes, fashioned in the likeness of looming toads, threaten to gout forth flaming oil and tar. Black arrow slits pierce the high stone walls. You hear the flap of the heretical banner above, hidden from sight by the vine-draped battlements. The ancient drawbridge has long since fallen away into ruin, leaving only a few rotting planks placed across the ditch. The heavy iron portcullis stands half raised, the rusty spikes a mere 4 feet above the slots cut into the stone floor. So you're not the dwarf, you're the human, right? This person?
The old lady, the vegetable salesperson.
So there's a portcullis that's partly raised, and you can't get access to the gatehouse from here, obviously. You have to go inside. You can see beyond a little ways. I can show you the inner part of the courtyard. You can glance in and see that there is a courtyard up ahead.
Did the rest of us cross the planks yet, or is that still an obstacle?
Not at the moment. You're still on the other side. Now, I was going to say her squad would probably be following her now, unless you want to do something else, Kat. Actually, I shouldn't script.
Yeah, she'll first take a good look around the ground. Do I see, she's not a tracker or anything by any means, but does she see anything that to her eye could look like very fresh prints of any sort or anything around the dirt around here?
So you don't go under the portcullis then? You stay on nothing here really. No, it doesn't look. No, pardon me. Give me a. What's the roll for this one again? That would be a. Give me an intelligence check.
Oh dear. Oh, 19. And that's with a -1. So I guess I rolled I rolled a nat 20.
A nat 20, right. So you actually see tracks that have, and over the last weather and just the nature, it's underneath the gatehouse awnings and whatnot, but there has been traffic through here. And recent rain and all that such. And you find different animal tracks of different kinds. Large though, some are paw prints, some are taloned. You might even seen something that was slithering.
But I only see animal tracks, okay.
Yes, and larger, like predatorial ones, big ones. And no hooves. You see some split hooves, and it's quite bizarre. You're a bit puzzled. It's like somebody herded a complete circus of animals through here. Like seriously, like you name it. Wow.
She kind of turns around with a confused expression and hisses that back at them to relay that to them, and then she says, do you want me to look a little further before you join me on this side?
Wait, I will join you, Carbruck says. I'm not going to let an old lady go by herself. We all are men here, aren't we? And he looks back at the rest of the people all kind of standing on the other side, and he'll go across the planks also.
Fidgeting.
Both
Ting and Fingers raise an eyebrow at you. They're both female.
Yeah. Right.
Ah, yes, apologies. Just a lot of us
In fact,
here.
Ting with her big, beautiful, manicured beard kind of elbows you to get past you to go first before you make a point.
Yeah. Carbruck kind of stumbles and is like, yes, of course. I did not mean anything by that.
Yeah,
Just,
shut up.
And you guys proceed. Now you have to go underneath the portcullis to enter the courtyard.
Ichikaru says, perhaps we should put something under this portcullis so we don't get trapped in here. Perhaps we should shore it up.
Yes, that's a great idea.
What are you thinking?
Whatever branches and stuff we have around, or a pole or a staff or something.
Are any of you carpenters or architects or something, some sort of trade? Because it would be, you don't have the materials at hand right now, like you don't have blocks or things.
The turnip farmer will say, well, I don't have anything to jam up this portcullis or anything, but I do have Enid, and I can send Enid in. And he pulls out of his backpack a clucking hen, and she's my little scouting chicken. So I'm gonna send her on in if that's all right with you, and maybe we'll just see what's on the other end of this fence here.
Yes, and I suppose, assuming I can retrieve it once we're all through, we could use my staff to try to jam it up. That's Fingers, the halfling, speaking. And she kind of props her small staff under.
It's a pretty big portcullis, a staff. Like I'll let you know, even laymen would know a staff probably wouldn't hold it.
Okay.
I got a grappling hook if worse comes to worse. We'll just climb over these walls if they try to trap us in here, Carbruck says.
I guess we have not the equipment for it.
And
Everybody be quick.
Skola will pull out some corn and start chucking corn as far as he can in like a pathway so that the hen Enid will start following in and just kind of just head into the innards of the fortress.
So the Enid is accommodating as it's like, ooh, ooh, another piece of corn. Ooh, another piece of corn. Ooh, another piece of corn. And it's going into the courtyard, and it gets to the corn where you threw the last few chunks, and it seems safe and sound. It's gone about, you've been able to throw it maybe 30, 40 feet beyond the gatehouse. And so
Seems safe to me.
and then the chicken faithfully kind of turns around and comes back to the master. And
Good girl,
content.
Enid. Good girl.
And so it's sort of thing after you, I guess, into the courtyard.
Sure. Skola and Carbox will basically climb underneath and then ready themselves on the other side and just make sure everyone else makes it safely before going any further.
Oh, so
Log,
Carbox
Log
will.
Cameo is gonna go last. He's gonna just make sure he's gonna say, I'll stay back behind and make sure everyone makes it in safely.
Ah. Anyone object or any other idea, or we'll move into the courtyard. So the
Yeah, let's go.
party of 15 goes into the courtyard, and you have to go duck underneath the portcullis, and you look up at the murder holes and stuff, and no oil comes out, and the place hasn't been used for a long time. But she told you about those tracks that she found, however, that were kind of recent, even maybe a couple weeks old. And so you're like, aha. So I'll open up a bit more view of this courtyard.
Yeah,
Because
she
it
says, yes, it's very strange. I mean, I am no tracker just from what I'm used to seeing in the orchards, but I don't see any boots.
No, that's true. The courtyard is overgrown with sickly weeds and thick brambles. But as you're just doing that, you said, who was the last person?
Oh no, Log Cameo.
Long Cameo's okay, everyone clear? And he's like, everyone's clear, yep, and thumbs up. And then he just goes in, and the portcullis slams down. Just like he's like, thumbs up, yeah, everyone's safe. And it acts an attack on you, which I'll roll. What is your AC?
Not good.
3, but you just duck inside as the portcullis slams down behind you. It would have pinned you to the floor, you realize.
Imagine it snaps one of my suspenders off. It was so close, and now I have half of my suspenders hanging loosely, and I'm trying to fix my britches and stuff.
Right.
Oh, that was a close call. Looks like we're trapped in here. Good thing you have that grappling hook, Carbrooks.
Yeah, it was a close call indeed. You're like, yeesh. The courtyard is overgrown with sickly weeds and thick brambles. A deathly silence hangs in the air as if even the frogs and insects are afraid to draw attention to themselves. The smell of rotting vegetation is pervasive, and the ground sucks at your boots with every tentative step. So it's mucky and gross in here. But you do see nearly all the courtyard's buildings have fallen into ruin. A single burnt-out shell set against the keep's east wall is the only remaining structure. Set near the heart of the courtyard is a well, framed with a crude pulley system. To the east is the keep's sole standing tower. Now, let me reveal a bit more. So you'll see toward the east. I'm not going to reveal the tower at the moment because, well, there's could be a spoiler inside. But for the moment, you see there's a door that will open into the tower to the southeast end of the courtyard. There's a structure at the east end. It's a pretty large structure. It seems to be burnt out though and ruined, but still the door in front is intact. You guys are just at the letter D, I would say, at this point. Your party is kind of assembled along this track. And there's a well up there. And then way up, I'll show you one more thing.
Do we all know the rumors that you told us at the beginning collectively?
Yes, yeah, you guys talked about it together. You're like, well, I heard this and I heard that. You know, it was sort of this group discussion.
I
I
think
heard there was a sleeping dragon under the well.
under the well. I heard the sleeping dragon was under the hill. But I heard the well swallows people. Fucking swallows people. I don't know what her accent turned into, but stay away from it.
Arbrex was just about to go bring his water skin over to the well, but then as you say that, he just kind of tucks it back in his bag. Yes. I've heard that rumor too.
Wise, I
course.
mean, you could test the rumor all you want, but
Handsome Charles, he points over in the opposite direction of the well. Look over there! He'll head his way over to the well.
all my three of my characters are super dumb, and I'll go, what? What is it? What? And pull out their weapons and are.
So Handsome Charles is going to the well, you said?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyone else want to do anything else? Well, or follow him? Who's following Handsome Charles? Anyone?
Tiki Rafiki.
Okay, Tiki's going along. Anyone? You
Okra
can pick.
follows a bit behind and goes, are you sure? I mean, I feel I really must insist.
Well, I was going
I'm
to say,
going.
well, if you're all going to the well, I guess I should too.
No, I'm not. Oh dear.
So
too
your
close to where
your
the
whole
well
party
is,
doesn't have to go either. You can say I just, one or two of my group.
Bob Cameo is going to say something about how, look at that soul tower over there. I'm sure that our fallen villagers are in that area. Yes, we should head to the soul tower for no other reason than to save the fallen villagers, the kidnapped
I
ones.
should. The fallen villagers are probably all thrown into the well.
Well, I've also heard that there's a lot of coin in the tower. That might be beneficial also.
Hearing that, you hear Colin Bronwyn for the first time. Yes, quite. Oh, I couldn't agree more. I definitely heard a rumor about prisoners and the tower, for sure.
So we could have a bit of a split then. That's fine. Some of you are going toward the tower. Some of you could go toward the fountain, if you want to persist.
With
Unless
the party.
yeah. So I'll start with the fountain. So if you're at the fountain, you're at the fountain, all right? And whoever members of your party. So far, who's leading? Philip, you were there with who?
Tiki Rafiki and Handsome Charles.
Okay, so are they both going to approach the well?
Yep. One on the left, one on the right.
Okay, on either side of the ring or whatever. I see.
Yep.
Nice. A barren ridge of black stone rises from the overgrown courtyard. A lone stone wall marked with eerie sigils is built atop the crest of the stone, marking a well. A stout block and tackle frame supports a single thick chain that plunges into the inky blackness. A soft moan rises from the well, like a faint cry for help.
Handsome Charles and Tiki Rafiki will grab the chain and lower themselves down.
What are you doing? Okra says, coming a little closer.
He'll look over his shoulder. This is called being a hero.
Oh God.
Now, as you do that, you're getting ready. You can't help kind of look down into the well. I'm assuming that you have to, like, oh, okay.
I'm afraid of heights. What are you talking about?
Well, you start reefing up the thing, and you're looking and stuff, but you sort of glance.
What's down there?
Okay, you see a yawning darkness, and the darkness suddenly the ring of the well seems to expand and expand, and it seems that it expands so much that the ground underneath you disappears when the ring expands, and so you have no choice but to fall, unless you make a will save.
Will save.
The others
Not a
are
reflex save,
watching the
Will?
other two, and both of you have to make a roll as you're doing this, and the others are watching you, and suddenly they just kind of stop and they're looking and they're mesmerized by this effect.
All right, I got a 14 will save for Handsome Charles.
Oh, Handsome Charles. And Handsome Charles steps back a little bit and then he shakes his head. Oh, what the? And he looks at the ground's back under his feet, He's what? And make a save for
Tiki
Tiki.
Rafiki?
Yep.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, both of them they find themselves holding a hand, grabbing each other's hand, and just, that was odd. That was very, very weird. So you don't look down anymore for the moment, but it really spooked you out. You realize that there's more. This is no ordinary well whatsoever, but you almost felt that you just dropped into it.
Have you ever had a dream that you were falling? I'm awake, but I just had that dream. I feel like somebody put a fish hook right behind my navel and pulled up the reel.
Oof.
Do we still hear that voice?
Yeah, you keep hearing moans and calls for help, help.
Oh, perhaps you're right. Perhaps there is someone down there. Do you have a rope?
Why can't we use this chain?
Once you just said something horribly strange
Okay.
happened. I wouldn't mind a backup.
So, Kat, your character has to make a roll now, as you can't help but even kind of looking at the top of the well. You feel you drawn to look into it, just compelled. There's this chaotic urge, like as soon as you got close to the well, even like 5 feet away.
Is that willpower?
Yes, a will save. Yeah.
14.
Oh my God, the 14s. 3 14s in a row.
And you just almost felt like you just were gonna step into it, head first, and you stumble back.
I could have fallen so easily. What if they aren't down there?
Those were some lucky save rolls. Good
Well,
rolls.
I got a torch I can lend you. You can drop it down in the well and see what you see.
Yeah, you should get real close and throw that torch down. I think that's great.
Enid's real scared of heights and stuff, so I'm just gonna stay over here with my sweet little hand Enid.
Oh, okay. Her intelligence is incredibly low. All right, yeah, that's very kind of you. And she holds her hand out for the torch.
You should be careful there. You almost fell in last time taking a peek over yonder.
Oh, I'll be very careful. I'm sure I just lost my footing for a moment. And she'll walk forward again and try and throw the torch down.
Okay, so you drop the torch down and you're looking, I'm assuming?
13. And I'm looking, yes. I want to try and look down the will. I'm hoping that save is...
Okay, what you see troubles you. Is anyone else looking? Pardon me before I speak.
Oh yeah, the boys would be looking.
Darren,
So, yes, sir.
I think I'm gonna have to duck out of this game. I'm just too sick. Like I'm puking every 5 minutes.
Oh, that's shit, man.
I'm spinning around. So sorry,
Well,
guys. I have to back out.
Oh, that's
Oh,
I
man, sorry.
understand.
Feel better.
Sucks. I've been looking forward to this for a couple days, but I never know when I'm gonna get these attacks. So.
Yeah, don't be sorry. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Feel better soon, dude.
Well, okay, yeah. I'll take your characters over.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, bud. All right. Well, I
They
hope you feel
succumb
better
to the
soon.
well.
Sorry, everyone, but I'll try to make it like next time.
Of course. Yeah, you bet.
Get some good rest.
I might just listen for a while.
Yeah, I'm just looking real quick a minute here. Okay, when you look into the well and you spend like a round looking, you see faces in the they form and unform way down in the darkness of the well, and the experience will actually affect you in a way that you all were going to have to roll on the corruption table. Whoever was looking.
Okay.
If you make a willpower, if you fail this will save, you have to make one more.
Oh, how many will saves are we making?
Oh yeah, you already made will saves.
Yeah.
Well, we did leave the well and walk back, so I don't know if...
So yeah, you
I
see that.
never left.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okra
you're still
did.
there, so you would just see darkness. You can I guess you endure it. You made your will save. If you made your will save, if you, I'm saying if anyone new came, but you guys already made yours, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. If anyone, so you guys endure it, and you see that the purpose of this well is something beyond drawing water. It's way down there. There's this dark effect. And there's perhaps that somebody's souls are trapped in it or something.
Those are certainly not human anymore. Okra grabs that holy symbol and just quickly falls to her knee to mumble some prayers.
Maybe we should go and catch up with the other ones. They look like they're heading over to that tower over there.
Yeah, she looks around and realizes it's just the three of us in this creepy courtyard and nods. Let's be hasty.
So
You mean you don't want to head down there?
I don't think those aren't people anymore. What did you see?
That's no dark hole.
Oh, wait. Are we saying none of us actually saw anything in there? Or that we saw it and
you
endured it?
thought you saw faces and black,
Okay, so I
screaming
did.
in agony and pain and stuff.
I don't want. Let's just go. Let's go. I want to get away from it.
And it's jarring on the senses too. It's you guys don't know much about this, but you're looking into what appears to be some different pseudo dimension. Like there should be like a shaft and a well, but instead there's just this kind of twisting, distorting vortex of swirling.
It's not right. It's not right. Let's find the others.
Handsome Charles will shrug. He's like, all right, let's go.
Could always come back. So for the moment, you're going to the tower now, to that door in the southeast.
Wherever the other group went, I believe. At least that's where Okra is aiming for.
Okay, so you see them gathering over there, and they're gathering near the door. And during this time, I guess the other characters had gathered at the door and can proceed to. Let me have a quick look here a moment. Flanked by the crumbling stone walls, the moss-covered tower stands proud despite the ravages of time. A tall, rust-bound portal bars the tower's sole entrance, watched over by a leering demonic gargoyle. Rings of deep arrow slits pierce the thick walls, and overarching battlements loom high above. So there's the tower door, seems to be the only way in.
Should we wait for the others over at the well, or should we just carry on in? I don't even know who's with me.
And you do discover that the door is barred from within.
Well, I guess we're not going to carry on in. He's pretty dumb anyway, so maybe perhaps there's another entryway.
Well, I forgot the name of my character. All right, Ting. Ting will kind of stride forward, and Ting's a blacksmith, so I guess I might have made hinges and stuff like that. So can Ting take a look and see if she thinks she can do anything to the handle or the lock with her hammer?
Oh, okay, that's an interesting call. Let me have a quick. You can tell that it's barred from the inside. It's a pretty stout door. It could be forced. If you have, it would take a bit of time to force your way through it, or you could try to force it by brute strength. There's no lock mechanisms or hinges on this side.
Does this door appear to be made out of wood?
No, it's iron.
Oh my god, it's an iron door? Okay. Guys, it's an iron door. It's barred on the other side. We're gonna have to find another way in. Anybody got a grappling hook or something?
Yes, I have a grappling hook. I was given to me by Log Cameo. He purchased it, and Carbox will pull it out.
You got a strong throwing arm? You think you can get that ledge?
Oh yeah, real strong.
Yeah, you're a
I'll
real
start.
tosser, all right.
I'll start winding it up. Let me show you.
Oh, watch out! There's an athlete over here.
Served in the caravan guard for 10 years.
So it's 30-foot tall walls on the top of the tower. So you'll have to use a agility check to see if you can adhere it properly.
Well, I'm strong, but I'm not very agile, so we'll see how this goes.
And
Oh,
I guess
Nice.
yeah, bro.
nice. Yeah, that could be a possible first toss, first try. It sets, and well, this could work.
Mm,
Seems like I got it in nice and snug.
wow, to be honest with you, I didn't think you could do that, but you did.
That's what all Carbucks is here for, overcoming the odds.
Now, can you climb that face?
Oh yeah, I'm a great climber. In the caravan guard, they made us climb the wagon several times a day, so easy.
Climb the wagon.
Okay. I'll brace the rope for you so it doesn't swing around.
Thanks, pal. And I guess I'll start climbing.
Con
Okay.
Bronwyn is just kind of going to be always keeping an eye on their behind them and around them, keeping a real close eye on the shadows.
What's wrong? You
What?
seem a little paranoid.
You aren't right now, or rather, you aren't right now.
Trust me, come on.
Look where we are. You should be all sorts of paranoid.
I was ready to climb down the well till this one told me to leave it.
You were what?
Ready to climb down the well.
And just as they're having this chat and chattering out there, at that point, the climber is reaching near the top. Now, if you could give me an agility dice check.
No! Wait a minute, which one?
Whoever was climbing the rope.
Oh, I know. He rolled twice, though.
3 times
Wah, wah.
total. So it's either the 8 or the 16 then. Is it the first one?
I would say
No,
it's
no.
the 8. That's okay.
Oh, no, it's 16 for sure, totally. I don't know.
I'm not sure if that was an earlier roll, was it? I don't.
Yeah, the 16 was the first roll to attach the grappling hook. The 8 was the second to climb.
Oh, and okay, so as you near the top, you're a bit awkward and you're shuffling and
Wait, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend some luck because I got it. Sorry.
Oh, there you go. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would have to spend 2 more to make succeed. It was a 10.
Done. 2 luck spent.
I
I almost fall off, but then luckily the rope tangles around my wrist and catches me.
But not only that, you don't make noise because you climb up onto the top of the tower and over the parapet part, and you can see that the inner part is hollow of the tower, and around the outside, well, you see a grisly sight. There's all manner of creatures, and humans included, are hanging on chains on the walls around the outside of the inside of the tower. And not only that, on the floor of the tower, you can see a whole bunch of hides and pelts and skins of all manner of humanoid and human. It's quite a grisly sight, and there's a staircase that circles around the outside wall that comes up and gives access to the battlements, if you follow. When you look down, there's another door. There's 2 doors. There's another door to the north, but that's not the disturbing part. What the part is, distributed along the stairs are beings that send a shiver down your spine. There seem to be a cross of all sorts of animals. You see humanoid figures with protruding beak faces. Other ones have tentacles, and there's other people with feathers and scales, webbed feet, tentacles, tails, and these creatures have their crude weapons. They have spears, which are almost just hardened, blackened tip spears, and they're looking around, grunting. They're looking at the door, and they're anticipating something. Not only that, You just climbed over and you're right beside, and if you had failed that one roll with the grappling hook, you would have given away your position, if you think, because about 15 feet away, you see this huge, huge, hairy brute of a humanoid with the head of a bull. And there's snot dripping down out of his nostrils, and he's got the insane eyes, that are looking either way, and he's got this huge battle axe, and he's standing above the doorway looking down like he was waiting for the door to open. And you see one of these creatures step forward and lift the bar off the door.
Oh boy.
And there are probably 4 gathered about the door, and there's another 4 on the stairs, and then this big guy, their champion, or whatever you want to refer him, the Minotaur guy, I guess, is he's just above the door, very close to you. You jumped up. I was assuming you jumped up like, great. I'm gonna ping it if they. Oh, hold on a sec. You went up this little nook here.
Okay, yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, and then now picture the stairs actually go above the door. Or no, he's on the edge of the stairs right there. And he's just concentrating on the door, and you can see he's an insane look in his eye. You're amazed he doesn't see you, but you were quiet enough that you could surprise him. He hasn't sensed you yet, and he's concentrating. You see him huffing and huffing, and he just wants to jump down on whoever's coming through the door.
And how high up is he? Like, are we talking 10, 15?
Well, it's 15 feet. He doesn't seem to mind. You're not sure what he's up to, but he's got this axe holding, and he's looking down.
All right. Here's what Carbrooks is going to do as he takes in this horrible scene. His eyes begin to bulge and he begins to hyperventilate, but he has seen horrors in caravan guards before, not like this, but he is a seasoned warrior, so he steadies himself, and he knows that if he does not get his nerves about him, that his friends out there are doomed. So he waits for the horrible beaked creatures to unlock the door, and they're all kind of gathering around like they're about to storm out, right? Is that the kind of impression I'm getting?
Well, you're not. Well, actually, you're a bit of a soldier, so you recognize that there's 4 on the stairs, and they have a couple spears. They might be able to throw them, perhaps even. And there's 4 huddled around the door, but you're not sure what they're up to exactly, whether they're going to rush out.
Right, but they did pull the locking mechanism up, right?
Yeah, one of them carefully lifted the bar off.
And if I look to my west along the battlements, do I see anything else?
No, the battlements go into the darkness as far as you can see.
All right. That's a lot to take in. He is
now, hold on a
to...
minute, because just as you had done that, this guy had pushed the door open. Like he'd lift the bar. You just saw him putting the bar down, and then he gives the door a big push. And the door goes open with a bit of a screech, but it does go open. I don't know, just it opens. And the others are kind of step back, perhaps startled, as they look into this room, and they can see there's these creatures lurking in the shadows of the room inside, and they're chuckling and howling and start to laugh and beak. Now remember, they're not all beak face. Some of them have beak faces, some of them have snouts of dogs, some have insect face. It looks like humans have been twisted into these grotesque mixtures. Beastmen, we'll call them.
All right. I would like to, as the door gets pushed open, try to run. How am I going to do this? I have
actually,
a yard of...
before you go, we will have to roll initiative. Okay. Right? And I was going to take just a short 3-minute break.
Sounds
That's cool.
good.
Cool with everybody. Cool adventure so far. You guys only had 1 casualty. The well didn't get any takers so far. Not done here.
Lucky 14s.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back.
I'm going to be right back also then.
to get the door. Okay, the gross room. Now, where was I? Tower of the Beast.
Chris might not be back yet. I think that was his name.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll just So I hope you guys everybody's having fun. It's interesting system and stuff. We're juggling multiple players pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I've never had to do that before. It's a fun challenge for. It's like, wait, what does this character sound like again?
Well, and this is good. Looks like it's going to be quite a conflict here, so get ready for it. It's going to be a lot of theater in mind, so bear with me. I'll try to keep track of things, and we'll be doing initiative. So you can roll your initiative. Start that now if you wish. And
Yeah, I'm not sure on your description of the staircase. Is there like a circular staircase that goes around the circumference of this room, or just staircases going down?
no, that's right. The circumference. That's the big one that goes around the outside.
Okay, so it goes
And
the whole way around from like
right.
low to high. Okay, cool.
And then the tower's pretty big across. Like I'd say 60 feet at least. So that's
And there's
50
four
feet.
guys and four guys, and then the one dude up top.
Yeah, there's 4 guys in the room below, and you make out. Now you can't see the stairs well, so you're not sure that's a bit metagaming actually. Those outside,
Yes,
only see
yes.
a couple silhouettes in the room. I should have played your part first. I realized I made that mistake after.
You can keep that in mind.
Yeah, try to bear that in mind. You don't know. You just see silhouettes and gurgling and howling. Yip, 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 yeah. And like you hear a hyena yipping and laughing, and then you hear something slobbering and clicking. It's like, what the hell?
Yo.
Hey there, Philip's back. Okay, and Chris. Okay, so we'll start in a minute. Any comments or anything say before we get started again?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, thanks again. It's fun. It's so
Thank
you're in
you.
this you're in this disgusting tower. There's pelts and skins everywhere.
Oh.
Initiative rolls are happening, and you guys are about to, well, probably fight these creatures. You're not sure their intent, but it's probably not good. All right, so let me roll or get this. So Philip got a 3. Probably going last, Philip.
Mm-hmm.
Chris 15. Now, did you add your +2, Chris, on that? 6.
I did, I believe. Yes, confirmed.
Okay. And then Brad, I'll roll. Do 14. Okay. All right. And then I'll roll for the Beastmen. Do they have any initiative bonuses at this point? This one, okay. 15. Okay, so they did. So the order is going to be Chris goes first, actually, and then the Beastmen, and then everybody else. Well, and then Brad's characters, and then Kat, and then Philip. So, Chris, you do happen to go first.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Carbrux, seeing this big behemoth of a minotaur, I believe you said, how much larger is it than me? We talking like giant or like 10 feet, 8 feet?
This thing weighs 400 pounds.
400 pounds.
Probably 7 feet tall.
Tall. Well, luckily for Carbrux, he's like 6'4", big brooding man. He benches 400 some pounds, no problem. And what his plan is he's going to take out his linen. He has like a yard of linen in his equipment, and it's an old shower guard trick that he's going to pull, where he takes the linen and wraps it up really quick, and then he goes up behind the Minotaur. He's going to wring it through its legs, and then he's going to tackle him in the butt and just shove him and try to trip him and shove him and trip him over onto the guys below.
Yes.
The old towel trip, he calls it. Used to do it in the old locker room showers all the time.
Got it. All right, so I'm going to do an opposing check in this case.
Oh boy.
Uh,
Get ready to
now,
burn my luck.
yeah, so roll a opposing strength.
All right, bring it on. Give me a second here. I messed up my luck somehow. It's saying I have 7,000 luck points. All right, 5 and... Oh, I double-clicked again. Sorry, 10.
So he
I don't
has
know
a
why that's happening.
+2 bonus, so he has 7. I rolled
And I
7
believe-
total.
I believe I got 10, unless you want me to count the second one, because I accidentally double-clicked.
No, that's fine. If it was an accident, that's fine. Do you have
Yeah.
any strength bonus or penalty?
Nope, just the flat. So
So
think
you snap, and your intent is to push him down into the tower?
push him down on top of the guys, the 4 individuals that are at the door, and like squish them.
All right, so you win and you push him over. He was somewhat surprised, and he gives out a howl in protest as he falls down below, off guard. He'll take some damage for the fall, and then I'll also roll a saving throw to see if he hits one of these compadres. And he hits one of the beastmen down below on the tower. So he takes, oh wait, I'll roll on here. The champion takes 4 hit points. And he also lands on one of these guys, causing 1 die 6 to the guy. Good job. And he lands with a sickening crunch onto one of these beastmen below.
Excellent. Carbrux is going to yell out, "Look out below!"
But the beastman, or the champion, quickly recovers. He's with a roar of rage. He springs forth, and so he'll be back in action. So in your next characters, you see the door fling open, and suddenly you see this big creature crash down in the tower on top inside. It's hard to make out, but you see these 2 large crunch and howl of squeal of pain, like this pig's been kicked in the nuts.
Log Cameo is going to squeal much like the sound of a pig, and he's going to quickly tuck himself behind the biggest brooding looking individual that's behind him. He is not going to run in and charge, and he'll pull out his, I imagine it's more of like a ceremonial short sword that he got as like a trinket or something from a friend. He does have a short sword, a gift given to him that's never swung at anything, but he pulls that out and panically holds it in both hands, very inexperienced like, and looks like he's ready to strike if something comes at him, but he's not charging in and attacking. Scola, the turnip farmer, is going to pull out his pitchfork and say, "Look out, Enid, there's some kind of crazy beast coming at us." And I don't know if you can ready an attack, but I really don't want to charge into that scenario.
No. I
don't know if readying attack is available in this game or not, but I would like to attack if they come at me. I don't know if that's a possibility.
I don't recall. I don't think so. I've read the book a few times. Pardon me. I don't think you can in DCC.
That's fine.
No.
I will then, can I defensively stand then to do something to maybe...
Yes, you could if you were a fighter or a dwarf.
Right.
At this point.
Well,
0 level.
How many are at the gate?
4. 3
and then
now.
A Minotaur, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my chances, and I guess Scala will charge then, because otherwise he's just gonna get hit, and he will pitchfork. The big ass Minotaur.
The big one. Oh wow! So you charge into the tower. And
Charge!
it's within 30 feet, so you can do that. You can go up to your movement and attack, right?
Right.
Unless you're a dwarf, you're 20, or halfling, you're 20. Bear that in mind.
Nope, he's a human.
Okay.
So do I click the melee 0?
Yes.
Not working.
Which
I
character
can
would
just
that be?
Skola. I can just roll a normal d20, but for
Yeah.
some reason when I
So
click
you
it,
attack with a pitchfork, you hit the.
worked for you.
It came
Interesting.
in. Sometimes it takes a minute.
Yeah, I hit
Huh.
it that time.
Yeah,
It
you
worked.
hit it. So if I'm just gonna click it really quick to see if it works for me. Is it
This
double
hap
click or?
Philip had the same problem with one of his characters, but it.
Yeah, it's not working for
Oh,
me. I
you
I can
know, I
just roll manually
go.
though.
Sure, go ahead. That was Skola, and I think I fixed it by giving him soul power over it.
All right, I'm gonna try again. Nope, not working still. I'll just
No,
roll
just wait a
regular
second. I haven't
power.
saved it yet.
Okay.
And if it
I
doesn't
see
work, then go.
Skola has attacked with a pitchfork and got 4 damage. Rolled a 16.
Yeah, let's
That
go with
was
that for
good.
now.
Okay.
Yeah. So 4 more damage to the champion dude.
Skull is gonna charge out. Someone take care of my chicken if I die.
The
Let's see what will.
champion bellows in pain as you skewer him well, and he stumbles down and almost goes down. Just so you know, like, and you're like, oh, let me double check how many hits he has. And he stumbles, and froth comes out, blood comes out of his mouth, and he coughs a bit and snorts, and he doesn't look good.
You an ugly sucker, aren't you?
Figure he's almost dead. Any other characters left?
Nope. Log Cameo is not gonna attack, and Carbrux and Skola did.
All right, so the 3 beastmen now have initiative that are there, and the leader guy, but the leader goes to step forward and he drops dead. That pitchfork strike killed him. He had 8 hit points, and he did 4 with the fall and 4 with the skewer. But the 3 other ones run out this round and will attack. And so let me roll a 4-sided to see. 4. So Cat, your dwarf has luck 7, correct? So
Ping, yeah.
this one beastman goes forward with a spear thrust going forward too, but completely whiffs. Another one goes to try to avenge the champion with the pitchfork wielder. This gurgly faced one with a face kind of a cat, twisted and distorted and flattened out. And he rolls a 16, which I think hits any character in this group.
Oh yeah.
So he strikes true, and the damage. Okay, d6 damage. How many? Oh,
Skola says, "You were the best chicken I ever had, ain't it?" As he bleeds out.
oh, Skola is skewered by this beast man, the cat-faced one. And Skola is destroyed. Yeah. How many hit points did he have? Oh
He
no.
was my beefiest boy with 4 HP.
4 HP. Oh, and just max damage. Okay, the last one, or no, that was 1, 2. Okay, there's 3. So one more. Oh, I thought it was gonna go. And this one attacks, and I'll roll 4-sided. Chris. Who was there? I guess this would
Log
be.
Cameo.
Log Cameo. Oh no! Well, I don't even have to roll for damage.
He's gone too. My money. No.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. So
But his
these
cowardice
3.
would save him.
jump out, and two of your members just go down as these meat things, yeah, and they're howling and gibbering. And then the ones on the stairs can't get there in time, but they were waiting, and they see like your other character on the top of the stairs. The top one is close enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going uphill. So he scrambles up the stairs towards you, and will reach you next round.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So now it is 15. Chris went 14. So Brad's character, the merchant, and all his characters survived, right? The merchant charges. Well, they defend themselves against the 3 that sprung out. So the merchant has a staff. 11. I think that's a hit, actually. Oh, it's not. AC 12. Yeah. Okay, so doesn't hit. Iklok, the servant, has a staff as well. And he's like, he attacks the same one. I'll quickly move through him. And he does hit. Connects. Oh, for 2 damage. That's too bad. Okay. And his farmer, Aikut, with his trowel, his farming trowel. Oh, how about you? Yeah. He's like, no, and he shears into one. He gets a crit. He also, his dagger does, we'll do the damage first. So even with the damage, that's almost okay. So he rolls a die 4 for a crit as well, actually. And he maxed on his crit. So this creature is killed. The farmer, the turnip farmer, goes in, and his one last character, Cannon Fodder, the urchin boy, who was the hero of the Vine Horror with the club, goes in on the other guy that came out. Oh, and 16. He puts that club to use, and he hits the wounded one that had 2 hit points and kills it with a vicious strike. So that's 1, 2. Wow. So that's the 3 outside are killed in their suicide rush. And that's Brad's turn. And now we go to Katrina.
Okay, as soon as taking it back for a moment, but when it opens and all this action starts to go down, Ting will jump forward to kind of try and hold the line with the people that are already in combat. And so there are 4 of them right in front of us currently.
No, they're all dead now, including the champion. It happened really fast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and 2 of your members died, and they're all dead.
Can I see that other 4? Do I see any other?
If you go inside.
Okay, so I don't see them yet. Just
Not really.
that all this has
you hear
gone down
snarls and
suddenly.
more snaps and anger coming from inside.
Oh, but I hear that there is more people. Okay, so I do know there's more coming.
Yep.
All right, I'll turn over to them and say, we haven't time to mourn with me. And she'll, in typical Ting fashion, actually, as she does this, she turns around and she sees Con Bronwyn in his sneakiness trying to kind of like meld back from all of it and retreat. And she grabs the back of his leather armor and says, you're the only one armored. And she's going to drag him forward with her. And I'll bring up my halfling and Fingers and Okra kind of behind her. And so she charges around the corner with them a step behind. And as soon as she turns the corner, she'll let go of Bronwyn. And what do I see when I turn the corner?
You see 4 more of these beast creatures You see that they're all going up the stairs toward the top. They seem there's somebody, and you know that your partner was up there.
Oh, right. That inspires Ting even farther, and she calls to, she's thinking about her holy symbol that she's got around her neck, and she calls to her god as she sprints forward up the stairs. So even though she's going to have the low ground, I guess they're facing the other direction, and she's going to bring up her hammer and try and crack on the back knee of whichever one is on the back of the stairs.
Okay, you'll reach them next round at this point because they're already
Okay, then.
started up the stairs. Yeah.
Okay. And the rest of my crew will do the same. And if Calm keeps trying to get sneaky on them, Okra is going to be on that and make sure she keeps pulling him along.
Excellent. So you're going to charge up the stairs. Yeah, because they're, unless you had a missile weapon or something. No, not Chris. Philip.
I have a 10-foot pole. How far ahead of me are they? Can I trip one of them?
Too far,
Nope,
yeah.
not so much.
But the other
1
two
ounce of
spin around when
mithril?
they see you, and
Could that hurt someone if I tossed it at the back of their head with a strong dwarven arm, or is that pushing it?
What am I made of? Mithril?
1 ounce.
Oh
It's not
no,
very
that's
heavy,
just
is it?
that's just like a coin, a large
All right,
coin.
okay.
Yeah.
That's it then.
Okay. Philip.
All right. So these guys are going to look over here at the grappling hook. They're going to test the rope. Don't worry, we're coming up to help you. They're going to fucking scale the wall.
Nice. Okay, I'll give you rolls. If you pass, you can get up there this round and cleanly and just.
Oh, sweet, bro.
Yeah, DC 10, and you just hustle. And the 2 or 3 of you left. How many? Who died, by the way? Pardon me. So far.
I have all 4 of my characters.
Logcameo and Skola are dead, and Ika.
I'm all
Oh
here.
no, you're down to 1.
I'm down to 1.
That's why I'm coming up to help you, bro.
Take Brad's.
Yeah, perhaps. Good thing we have a pool here, apparently. So Philip, pardon me. DC 10 rolls with your agility.
Yep.
And if you made it, then you get up just in time to see your friend there, Carbrux, turning, going.
All right. It looks like Handsome Charles made his roll. Let me roll the other guys. Okay. Try Tiki Rafiki.
Yeah, nice.
13. Nice.
So you're up, and yeah, it's good climbing.
That's 2 that are up there. Let's see these other guys. Abu Ala Bubu. He's going to try it.
Okay, look at that. Oh, he does it so well, in fact, that he gets an action.
Oh my God, he's going to draw his longsword, and if these guys are close enough, he's going to attack.
He can. He put himself in. Now it's only narrow enough for 1 person on these stairs. They're 5 feet.
Actually, to be honest with you, are there torches on the wall?
Good question.
Can I do a luck roll to see if there are?
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good call.
All right, cool.
DC 10 luck roll. That's a good idea.
Cool.
I imagine they need light, but it was day. That's why I was like, it's day out. But go ahead.
All right, let's see it.
There are torches.
Nice. So if I can, I would like to have Handsome can I hand off something to him?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to have him hand off a flask of oil. He's going to throw it on the ground at the feet of the monsters charging up and toss the torch.
Quick. All right, I'll need an agility for just the whole, to pull the whole thing off. It's in time.
Okay, you got it.
And accurately, right? And place the oil, hit it with the torch.
So Abu Alabubu will roll.
Oh wow, that's
What did he get?
nice. You rolled a 19. Nice roll.
Oh,
So
thanks.
you move quickly and deftly, and hurry quick, as these creatures are coming up the stairs, and you throw the oil, throw the torch, and the first one's hit and engulfed with that roll. Yeah, that 20 roll was definitely a hit. And it does 2 points damage, and he shrieks in pain, and the flame is still on him. It'll continue to burn. And the other three are the one behind him backs away, and the other two turned around, and we're seeing the new threat coming in up the stairs, charging them. So next round they'll be dealing with that. But the one behind the fire is shielding his eyes, and he's looking around and kind of wildly and insanely, and he goes to jump down into the tower, into the center area, and it's not that high. He actually can handle that, these beast men, and he lands. And next round he'll be attacking whoever is near the tower, probably.
Oh, nice. So I got a Handsome Charles, Tiki Rafiki, and Abu Alabubu are up top on the staircase, and I still have Hannibal Rex downstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the round is almost done. I think everybody's gone. Okay. We'll move quickly on to the next round. Give me initiative rolls. And we'll... Oh, these creatures, you guys, well, I guess technically you're taking numbers down. We've had 4 casualties in the party, right? Because somebody died with the vine horror. Who was that? Well, that was Chris's character.
That was Ika.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so we had 3 casualties. All right, so 15, 8, 4. Guys, yeah. Initiative in this game is pretty big because you got big parties, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 15 for Brad. And the creatures roll a 2, so everybody goes before them. But we do start with either, well, let's let Philip go first because I'm playing Brad, so Philip, you go first. And the fire is burning quite a bit there, and the creature comes forward through it still. It looks like it's still going to attack.
Oh, nice. So Abu Alabubu will draw his sword. And let's see, now he's going to hold it high in window guard. He's going to stalk crabwise down the stairs. He's going to press his back against the wall and chop into this creature.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I can picture that.
Let's see what this guy can do. Oh, it's a longsword, yeah. Oops.
Drat, max damage. But the 7 + 1. The flames and smoke sting your eyes, and the ferocity of him, and just with fire on him, it's, yeah. You wave wildly. Ting! Sparks fly off the wall of the tower.
No, I missed them. I would like to spend luck to hit.
Okay, you need to spend 4.
Okay, I will. I'll spend 4. I'll have 4 left.
4, and that modifier now -2 on your luck roll, or in your modifier, I think. But that will, all of a sudden you're just like this. You recover the backstroke or something. I don't know. What do you?
Oh, so I swing up with the sword, like I have it high in window guard. I'll come off to the side like I'm going to be chopping down a tree, but I pivot up at the last second and drop it down on its head for 8 points of damage.
Oh, indeed, and its head is severed.
All right, so I split his head to the tongue, and I watch his tongue flop around like a tentacle on his neck. I laugh deep in my throat.
and his body topples, flaming to the floor, crack. And the next guy in line, though, is not impressed. He'll attack.
I still have 2 more guys up there.
Oh, yeah. So the next guy's now exposed, in fact.
Yep. So Tiki Rafiki
Yeah.
is I might just be an indentured servant, but I'll be damned if I let you hurt my friends. Brave words, but a terrible miss.
Does he burn a lot of luck? But for 1 damage?
Yeah. He will burn a lot of luck. How much luck does he need to burn to hit?
Yeah, but it'll only do 1 damage.
That's okay.
Oh, you'd have to burn 5 luck.
I'll burn 5 luck. I'll have a 6 left then.
Okay.
Nice. And do you think I know the staircase is pretty close. Might another character be able to attack, or is it too cramped up here?
It is getting very cramped at this point. I was even like wondering, okay, well, you slip by, and technically you would be no, I was going to say 2 at the most.
Okay. Well then, handsome Charles will just hang back with his short sword that he took off the body.
Gotcha. Now, who's left? We get Katrina, or well, Brad's characters. They're kind of choked out at the moment. I'm wondering, because they're at the base of the tower, and you're on the stairs, so they have no missile weapons. So they come in and they're running around and screaming and just and stabbing bodies and stuff and running around and the guy that fell off the stairs kind of on fire. They swarm him and stab, punch, pummel, and I'm not sure if there's much else they could do. So I'll just move along to Katrina.
Okay, so I'm running up the same set of stairs that Boo Boo and the other guy, Rafiki, just ran up. So they passed me on those stairs, so they're blocking me from attacking, right? I
No,
can't get past them?
no. They climbed up the grappling hook.
Oh,
They're on the
okay.
other end of the
Sorry,
stairs. You're in the
missed that.
bottom of
I
the
thought you
stairs.
said it was down up there. So I have direct access to the guys I'm chasing
There's
behind
2
right
of them.
now.
Yep. There's 2 on the stairs in front of you, actually.
Okay, perfect. Are they still running ahead of me, or have they turned around and braced for me?
No, they're gonna fight you
Okay,
with their spears.
so she was in front, so Ting will come in full force first, bellowing out the name of her god, whoever it is, and she's below them, so it's going to be a little awkward. So I'm aiming to like hit real hard with my hammer on the midsection on, let's say, the one on the left.
Sure.
Because I don't think I'm going to be able to reach any higher with that. Oh, 1 sec. Sorry, I accidentally closed R20 and I totally forgot to reopen my character sheets. Sorry.
Which character is that? I can hit it too.
I've got it.
Oh, that was quick. Oh, well, okay. So that's a crit fumble. And
Okay.
we haven't had a crit fumble yet, so you have to bear with me a minute. I don't have the table available at the moment. I have to. Where is it again in this rule book? It is.
I got it in front of me if you want. I have Fantasy Grounds open.
Yeah, if you happen to have the chart, I think your fumble die because you don't have heavy armor or anything, right? You're unarmored.
Yeah.
So you roll a die 4, I think, on the fumble table. And if you have the fumble chart, go ahead and roll die 4, and your luck modifier is added to this.
I don't
Actually,
think
it's
I have
subtracted.
one for Ting.
Okay.
So I have -1 for Ting, so I roll
So
a
you
D4
add
-1.
no +1 because it's reversed on fumbles.
Oh, well, 4.
So
So 4 is your weapon is damaged.
No!
Bursting breaks, a sword hits, hilt falls off, or a crossbow mechanism jams. The weapon can be repaired for 10 minutes of work, but for now is useless.
I've got a hammer, so what was it? My handle falls off?
I suppose the head of it falls off. You go to swing and it goes, whink, slides off the end. You just got this stick handle.
Okay, that's my action, right? I can't do anything else
That's
with
that's it.
her? Okay, her next act, she'll be going to, anyway, so then
Next.
Calm Bronwyn, I could fit 2 across, you said, and Okra and Fingers have been keeping him ahead of them, shoving him along because he wanted to sneak off.
Go on.
So
all right.
he's with little choice now. He comes up and he tries to kind of use the dwarf a little bit as armor, but he's just going to also stab up towards the abdomen with his short sword. And he's weirdly quiet as he does so.
Go ahead. Let's see how we do.
17.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, and he's
Wow.
smooth about it. Like, you're like, this isn't the first time you've tried to disembowel somebody, is that?
Indeed.
5 damage.
And another victim disemboweled as this screeching figure falls off the stairs. Down below. And the others
Ting
are down
is,
there. Stab. Pummel as they're coming down. They're
All
already
right,
dead.
so the 2 of them are dead, and the 2 other ones that were running up were already taken out as well, right?
Yeah, there's a total of 3 left.
Sorry, it's hard to keep track in the
Total.
in the
That's
head.
it out of all of
Okay,
them.
so then Ting has stopped because she's got her hammer falling apart, and Calm is in the action of just slaughtered something. So Okra and Fingers will continue past them. Can they make the distance to other people to attack or not?
No, because the other 2 were kind of in the way.
Are they within range distance?
Yep.
Can I throw a knife?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Okra will ready her knife between her fingers, and well, she used to play around with this when she was a kid, but it's just something she does for fun. But she's gonna try and line up, and she'll aim for the biggest part of the target. So she'll aim just for the back or the chest, whichever way it's facing. Ranged attack, a 9.
No, and you'll have to roll a percentage die because you might hit one of the 2 up front. If you miss
Spend some
it,
luck.
I was just gonna ask, how much luck do I need to hit?
3 more.
Okay, I will spend it.
So it ricochets off Friendly's shoulder and careens for 2 points damage
Oh, perfect. I meant to do that.
into
And
it. One of the wounded ones who had 2 hit points.
then Fingers, how far away is Fingers at this point?
I'm not sure where Fingers was.
With the rest of the full distance he could have moved. More
At
than
the
10
bottom of
feet
the
away?
stairs. Yeah, he's more than 10 feet away. Yeah.
Well, at any rate, he'll keep his staff ready in one hand and also pull out. He's got like 3 yards of fabric. So he's just going to use that and kind of wrap it around his arm so he has it for a bit of protection. And that's it for my crew.
And then we go to Chris.
All right. The lonely Carbruck stands at the top of the stairs. I'm pretty sure that it's choked due to Handsome Charles and the gang, if I'm correct, or is there room?
Yeah, it is choked. There's two there in the way.
All right. And how many are left? Just 2 guys?
2 left, 1 slightly wounded.
All right. The only thing I could think of, and I don't know if I could do it in a single turn, is maybe pulling up the grappling hook. I'm assuming that's going to take me most of my turn, right?
Yeah, that would take like 10 seconds as a round.
Yeah.
It would,
All right.
yeah.
I'll just start pulling up the grapple hook then. and just say, if you fall back, we can all attack them, but I can't do anything.
Okay, and that kind of concludes the round. Excellent. So it's the beastmen have acted. Or no, wait a second. They haven't gone yet. The two have on the stairs haven't gone yet.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's against your two characters, Cat.
Bring it.
Yeah. Okay, one swings a mighty heave with its spear, but misses. Oh, but one does get a keen strike. Now, who are the two in front on that front line?
Actually, though, you said they were out of range of. Oh, that's because they were behind my other characters, right? The two in front were Ting and Calm.
Okay, who's got the lower luck?
I'm pretty sure that's going to be Ting. Ting.
Okay, so this one does strike at Ting for 1 point damage. I think he's still alive on that.
Still alive. She is.
And that's the end of the round now. None of them hit, or one hit, but didn't do much damage. 1 point damage. Excellent. So initiative, real quick, and we'll speed it up a bit in your round. Just move along quickly at this point. We'll set the pace up a bit more. It's 20. Well, I guess Cat's going first. So Cat, you can go ahead and start, because I don't think I'm going to roll. We'll see, I might roll that 20. I rolled a 19 for the two guys. Oh, wait, they have plus on initiative. One moment. They do. So they actually got a 20. So they go at the same time as you, Cat. So both your actions happen no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah, because they get +1 on their initiative. 17. Good roll. And Chris, did you get a roll?
Does your initiative already include your initiative bonus?
It should. I think I put them in there.
Okay.
You can double check. There's a little box beside it that should have your luck. And you have to adjust that if whoever has that -2 luck now, you might have to change that to -2. So Kat, you start. And this time, yeah, like I said, I'm going to say let's speed it up. You guys can pile on. There's just two left, but they just happen to get a good initiative, so I have to kind of play this out, I think.
Yep. 12 to hit.
That is just a hit. Yes, that is a hit.
4 damage with her hammer. Whack to the abdomen again.
Wow. And that finishes one of the wounded ones.
And right behind her in her wild swing with precision expertise, short sword comes in, Calm Bronwyn, with 8 to hit.
Negative.
And so then I can't throw that dagger again. She's going to have to retrieve that. And they go anyway, no matter what, right? You said?
Yeah, I still have to roll for the two of them.
Okay, from behind them, I'm going to have Okra, and she's going to I've got a bag of fruit, so I'm going to grab a couple nice hard apples, and she's going to try and whip them at their face, if nothing else to distract
So
them.
make an agility check. If you hit, you do 1 hit point damage.
Yeah, apples.
Take that. It's the acidic ones. They're not ripe.
6.
It doesn't matter. You miss or hit. It doesn't do anything. So is that it for your?
Can she hand an apple to the halfling?
Oh no, that's.
Wait, that's the end of my turn.
Yeah. The creatures. Okay, one's dead, but it's still. So one's going to attack either at the front in front of you. So your two first characters.
Ting and Calm.
Yes. So it was a 13 hit com. Oh, it just does. It's 13 AC. Oh, so this one howls in rage and skewers you through your shearing leather armor, and you twist to the side as pirouette with this spear driven through your chest,
No.
and then you cave his head in, and then the other one takes a cut at the other character you had there. Ping, pardon me. Ooh, and that hits.
Ping.
And that is a hit.
Yes, it is.
So they are for 1 damage.
Oh,
He's 1 hit point
she's
left.
hanging in. She's bloodied. She's bloody's bad.
1 point damage. Wow. And that now it's those at the top of the stairs will skip to them because they're the only ones close enough to attack. And that would be Philip, your characters.
Actually, Hannibal Rex is downstairs too.
Oh, is anybody on the stairs that can attack them from the rear?
Yeah, absolutely. I have my other 3 characters are upstairs.
So a couple of them can pile on to this last guy. He's got 4 hit points.
Yeah, so Abu Alabubu will he'll raise that long sword of his. He's gonna hold it in a power stance, like a 1980s video game character. And
Awesome. Down, kill it.
He's gonna let out like a massive grunt. Let's see what he can get. Oh shit!
Oh,
Are you out of luck?
Yeah, you have more luck to burn.
Yeah, I do. How much more luck do I need to burn?
You rolled it with an 8? You
Yeah.
take 4.
I'm sure this guy's going down. He's going down fast. You got like 3 other hits.
I'll have 2. I'll have 2 luck left.
Yeah, and you have a
You'll be -3 on all your effects and stuff.
Yeah, I'm -3 on all my luck scores, but yeah.
But
yeah, I'll take this guy. I'm gonna cut him shoulder to hip and watch his bowels fall out over the floor. I'll stand over him triumphantly.
And you feel, however, this sting as you feel that you've taunted fate, and burning all this luck. You briefly just a little ping afterward because you realize, you don't feel as lucky as you did before.
Yeah, I'll stick my chest out. I'll hold the sword out high in one arm and the other arm flailed out, and I'll stand over top of his corpse and take my boot and plant it in his spleen. There we go.
Okay, I'll give you 2 luck points back.
No, 2 luck points back. Okay, appreciate that.
For theatrics.
Are all these guys dead now?
Yes, that 8 points and sheared him.
I will go to the Minotaur, and I'm gonna grab him by the horns. I'm gonna look him in the face, shake him. Where are the villagers? Where are the villagers?
He's bled out. He's dead. And you do see some of the people hanging are kind of stirring and moaning a bit in chains. There
You
indeed
recognize
are.
any of them?
Yes, you recognize members of your village. There's probably, you could salvage maybe 3 of them that are still alive.
Cut them down at once.
Yeah, Okra runs over to help and to check on them.
Handsome Charles will go over to Ting. Ting, you look like you're pretty bad. I got something that might help.
Oh.
Yeah, he pulls out a pot of honey. There you go.
Oh, well.
Maybe you
Can't
could use
say
that
I'm
as a
not
salve.
hungry. I think I'll like this. She starts just like slathering herself in honey. She's like, yeah. My grandmother used to do the same thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's just,
I gotta tell you, you're not looking so great.
hey, that's not nice.
Your once immaculate beard is now stained crimson red.
She's trying to like comb it with her fingers. It's got honey and blood just gunking through it. Well, I guess you can't look pretty every day, you know.
Well, we looks like we were able to save 3 villagers.
Yes, our brave heroes quickly clear out the chamber and probably do some searching, I imagine, or something, or look around. But also, Chris, I was just going to give you control of cannon fodder.
Yeah, sure.
If
I'll open them up. Got
yeah,
them.
I gave you access, and perhaps I'll also give you Loke.
Yeah, you can give me whatever you want, so you don't have to pilot the monsters and his characters if you want.
Yeah, I figured. Let me just give you.
I'm gonna go loot Log Cameo because he's loaded with gear.
Yeah. Okay, just let me give you control. Everyone else is pretty good for characters, right?
Yeah,
Cat
well,
took a hit. Calm went down. So Cat.
Fingers will be over at Com Bronwyn and say, He's got some, I hate to do it, but I'm sure he'd want to help us out. He's got some beautiful, I guess, some ragged, rather leather armor here, and that's an okay looking short sword.
Okay,
Yes, I
roll
have an extra short sword also.
roll
She'll retrieve her
percentage
dagger.
die, and if there's a 25% chance the armor is kind of ruined,
Okay, how do I do that?
roll percentage.
Is that a 1d100?
Right, yeah. And then if you get under 20,
69.
hey, so the
Ooh.
armor is still functional, and you can swap it out with somebody who's human. I think that was a human, right? The outlaw.
Yes.
Yeah. And it will increase your armor by 2, but you have to roll a d6 or d8 on the fumble table if you fumble.
My only human is Okra, and so Okra would be happy to give it up to someone else.
Is there any other small folks here? Log Cameo had padded armor.
Halfling?
Yeah, I'm not sure if dwarf and halflings are the same size.
Yeah, my halfling, Fingers, will come forward and say, does it look like it's still
Oh, it looks like he
wearable?
kept it in relatively excellent care. It actually kind of just looks like banker's outfit for some reason. I'm not sure how he paid for that, but
Oh,
sure.
well, yeah, I guess no one else here can wear it. That'd be great. And what do I add to my
So you
I
swap
think it's
that
just
out, add 2 to your AC.
ice?
That takes a few moments. Now you have to roll a percentage die if a 25% chance.
63.
Okay, so it's not ruined. Quick look here. So the place stinks awful. Like it's rotting. There's a lot of furs and pelts and skins laying around. You haven't searched them in detail or anything. It's kind of gross, and it looks like they had a lot of lice and fleas. And also, there's a door to the north, and you quickly discover that it can be opened. It's not locked.
What kind of weapon did the Minotaur have?
A big battle axe. Quick
Oh
look
my
here.
god.
And when you go and when you went up to him, you also see that he has a torque,
The torque?
and
Is it
he
like
wears
a little band around his neck or something?
it's a big band, a big silver torque with like a plaque plate. They're
Yeah.
big plates that kind of cover your pecs sometimes, with bleached skulls, and each skull is branded with a rune, and the
That's
rune is
badass.
it's kind of twisted and chaotic.
Yeah, Abu Alabubu will take that battle axe and he'll put on that torque.
Okay, and he
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Oh, was it a pair of brothers or 3 brothers that had the Chaos Lords?
2 brothers.
Never mind
Uh,
then.
yeah, 2 brothers, and that were apparently Chaos Lords. Yeah, back in the day. Okay, when you put on this torque, you feel a bit of a shiver.
You see his leg like jerk back and forth. Uh,
No.
That looks so badass.
Interesting. So for the yeah, it's all these silver skulls with chaotic ruins on them, and for the moment, he looks pretty badass, yeah. And then the axe. Where was that axe? Pardon me.
Yeah, and what kind of weapons and stuff do the other animals have, if they had any? The loot their buddies. I guess Ting
I've
would.
just been picturing the guys from the Thundercats. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I lived through the 90s.
I'm just looking. Okay, so you search them and you find actually 23 copper pieces. And if you want, you can search the cloaks and pelts and hides that cover the floor, possibly using to sleep on and stuff.
Carbucks is interested in going back up to the battlements and seeing what's westward. Seems like there's an area that's undiscovered yet.
What did that battle axe do, by the way? Is it
Just
like
a
a
it
D8?
just yeah, it's a D8 big battle axe, D8 battle axe.
And I still throw that over the side of his shoulder. He'll look back at the party and give him a wicked smile. He'll point over at the door. It's close by. Say we go in there. I bet you they have more villagers in there. And if
Speaking
it's
of,
locked, he'll put it into his hand and he'll make a big thumping sound. And if it's locked, well, we break open the door.
Ah, so you want to open the door.
If every
slow
guy's okay with that.
yourself, not with so much haste.
Post
She's
haste.
Okra, who's sitting with the villagers. Can they speak? Can they speak at all?
Oh, back to the villagers. Well, they're very exhausted, emaciated. They've been hanging on these chains for days.
But they can speak.
And you're at the door, by the way, Philip. And doing your thing in a minute. Yeah, but they're like, oh, and they're quite terrified and uh, just seem to want to go back to the village, like to kind of sum it up, the narrative. You recognize it's like, oh, there's Alice and there's John. Oh, and they hug you a bit and like, oh, it was terrible. These beastmen took us and hung us in chains here and then took us away in little groups, and the others didn't never came back.
And that's all you have seen is the beast men, not else.
Uh, there's they look toward the door to the north and they shudder. They go down there, down the door, and they're never seen again. There's something going on down there. Lately, all the beastmen left and they took most of the people with them.
Okay, rest. You've been through much. Can you see anything from there? And she'll call up to car truck or whatever his name is, who was looking from the Carbrooks.
Oh yeah, Skybrooks.
Arbrux, you head down the hallway here. Okay.
So Carbrooks was, I believe, looking from the battlements. Yeah.
Yeah. So you head down there and you quickly find, and you're being a bit careful somewhat. You're creeping forward. You come to the gatehouse proper, and you can see where somebody had been here watching the party go into the courtyard, and they had dropped the portcullis, so that probably it was one of these beastmen who
Makes
came,
sense.
and then they were getting ready. They'd gathered together, and you realize they're pretty wild and have low intelligence, so it took them a little while to kind of get whatever organized. And then, of course, you know what happened. So it's a bit of a dead end. You go down here and you just realize that, okay, not much going on. If you want, you can poke your head around the corner, but then you see it just goes in a ruin. The wall's just inaccessible.
All right. Well, I will come back and relay that information to the group that they were waiting for us and laid this ambush.
And while that's happening, we have Tiki Rafiki and his crew, Handsome Charles, at the door to the north, and you've found it's unlocked. In fact, it's been used recently, and it's even open a crack. Like they've been busy taking
Oh my
people.
god, Handsome Jack is gonna lean back on his leg. He's gonna put out his other leg and kick that fucker open. Boom!
And clang, it opens the clang, it just hits the wall, and you see stairs going deep in the darkness.
There's more stairs over here. Summon your steel. Summon your resolve. We're going up. We're going up now.
The stairs go down.
God damn it. We're going down.
Thing is right there beside you. Ready.
Well, so everyone quickly is gathering and counting your dead. It's like, okay, we lost calm there. We're
Wait a
down
minute,
by
I have an idea. Why don't we
4.
grab that goddamn Minotaur? And if there's something at the stairs below us, we'll throw his 400-pound corpse on top of him, pinning him.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I'll grab his legs.
Yeah.
So
We'll grab his horns.
I'll summarize it with the strongest person can make a strength die check. It's tricky. He's big corpse, and but it's 10. So
Oh, Chris, I think that's your character who's the strongest.
I only have
I
a
have-
12.
I have 13.
I'm actually
Oh,
not that
well, never
strong.
mind.
Ting to ting ting ting.
yeah, go
Good.
ahead.
19. She
Oh my
flexes
God.
real hard first.
Her beard,
Goes in
I don't
for
know,
it.
there's like a bicep in her beard. It's crazy.
and yeah, let's go, let's do it. So you guys start carrying this guy down the stairs, thump 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 thump, and he's trailing his blood and snot. Give me one moment. The stairs go down. Now it gets really dark really fast, and you suddenly stop and realize that the dwarf's the only one that, come on, what are you waiting for? As of course the dwarf can see in the dark.
Oh, you weak humans. All right. Anyone got a torch?
I thought you could see in the dark, Ting.
I got
That's
7.
why I said you fucking weak humans. You're stumbling all over the place, making noise.
Ting, you're bleeding all over the place.
No, I'm not. I got honey. I covered it up with honey. It's not bleeding anymore. It's fine.
Ting, you're a bloody, sticky mess.
I know, it's beautiful. Stop coming on to me.
Be right back.
So there were a bunch of torches downstairs. So we can grab any of those?
Do you guys have any? Do you guys have a light source?
Yeah, I have a bunch of torches.
So
Awesome.
I'll say that to adequately light the party's way, you'd have to minimum of 2 torches going. That
All
would give
right,
you
I have
reasonable
like
light.
6 torches on Carbrux alone. There it is, 4 lit up, or 2
Then
lit up.
whoever wants to carry a torch has to have a free hand. Can't use a 2-handed weapon.
Can't we
or
just stick
shield.
it in the Minotaur?
I thought we were gonna kick him down the stairs.
Well, yeah, the light will go with him.
For the moment,
Yes,
you could jimmy that together.
Stick it in his nostril. Stick it in his big ass nostril. Send him
Somebody-
Oh,
down
that's
there.
not what I was thinking, but okay.
An enema?
What?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, DM gone?
I think he just muted himself.
No. EOK is gonna grab Enid the hen. Also, she's integral to this group.
Okay.
Oh,
pardon me.
did the farmer died?
Yeah, he's super dead.
Oh yeah, Okra did swear she'd take care of the chicken, so she fucked up that one.
Oops.
Okay, EOK's got it.
So I'm going to change maps here. Give me a minute just to get quickly organized, and we're going to go in. If you guys are going down the stairs, right? Here we go.
Down the stairs.
Excellent. Okay, so that's kind of into the dungeons we go, or whatever. They've been taking all the villagers. You do know they've been hauling villagers down here. That's where they've taken them. And some doom that they're doing, something going on.
Do we hear any screams or quivering voices? Maybe some melancholy music being played by a harpsichord? Anything?
Of course. No. It's actually, so for the moment, we'll just theater mind The stairs go down and down. You hit 2 landings at least, and then it turns 180 degrees. So like, you turn and you go back. So the stairs are going ding, ding, zing, zing, zigzagging down. And you've probably gone, well, the dwarf estimates you've gone about 100 feet before you see a landing up ahead. And it goes straight though. It doesn't turn and go back. The landing is flat and it goes for a little ways, and there's another set of stairs. And you go up to that flat spot and you're going across, and the dwarf right away looks to the right and can see that there's a crack in the wall, a narrow opening that you can fit through. Anybody could fit through, but you'd be a tight squeeze. It's only about 3 feet wide or 4 feet wide, and it fluctuates a little bit. It's more rough cut, but it was cut, the dwarf estimates, kind of as he says, after everything else was done. Like the rest of the place is put together by these big black blocks and seamed together in this uniform architecture, whereas this seems like it was an add-on. Somebody burrowed or mined a tunnel for whatever reason. So that's an option. You could squeeze down there and go. You're not sure where it's heading off to, and it kind of angles up. It seems like it comes down some. And then you also see there's stairs that continue to the east. And so far, I assume you're kind of casually being careful and looking around, and the torch is flickering around. And you guys want to continue down the stairs or turn into the tunnel?
Ting, what do you think?
Ting takes a sniff in either direction, takes a look at the ground. Any
Oh.
tracks that look human going in either
me.
direction?
Ting,
So
do you
Ting-
smell it? Do you smell gold?
Oh, right. You told me that dwarves can smell gold in this, right?
Yes, and you smell gold. And just because he said, I was waiting, I should have remembered. Anyway, you smell gold.
I'm glad you reminded me of that.
And it's
Which direction?
coming from
she's got a scent.
Yes.
I'm a bloodhound. Get it? Covered in blood.
Doesn't say, but there is
No one.
You go to the wall, and you can tell that there is a crudely concealed door. And it's so crudely concealed because somebody you can tell, had closed it haphazardly in perhaps haste. And what gave it away as well is that you see, kind of hidden in the dust and the muck of the passageway, a couple gold coins. And you see 1, 2, 3, and then you see, oh, there's a little crack, and then you realize there's a little door there, and you can open it, pry it open, and if you wish.
She takes a good look at it. She's too stupid to consider. This looks exactly like a trap for dwarves. And she's going to try open the door.
And it does creak open, and you push it into the room, actually, and you can see where it made marks, where it opened. And you see there's a narrow vault, or it's a narrow hall is lined with cut stone blocks. Dusty cobwebs hang from the low ceiling, and time itself seems to weigh upon this ancient place. A trio of upended chests rest in the shadows in the rear of the chamber amid a scattering of coins. Tracks in the dust record the path of recent looters. So I'll bring us to this new map.
How about this? I choose secret sneaky door.
Yeah. So do you guys see this here?
Yep.
I'll expose a bit more. So you found that concealed door, you found the passageway, and then you found this chamber, and the stairs keep going down. So everyone can declare what they want to do, or just sit back. And that chamber is the one that has the 3 chests that have been upended, and there's a smattering of coins on the floor in that chamber.
Strange. If I didn't know any better, I'd say we're not the first ones here.
Indeed. There may be more ahead. There might be more of those beastmen. I don't know what they would need with coin, though.
I don't know how far I can sniff ahead. Can I sniff if there's gold? Because I know there's talk of, gold hoarded down at the bottom of either of those hallways. Did I get anything either down either of those hallways or not so much? There was
I'll
the
be
gold in
watching
there.
the slant of her shoulders. Oh, she's got the smell of gold. Follow her. I know we
Yes,
came here for villagers, but I also want the gold.
there is a bit of gold, and now gold's amazing to you people. Some of you have never seen gold. So the fact that
How much is in here?
you found 3 gold pieces around the concealed door, and then inside, when you go up sniffing, you're just like, whoa. And of course, yeah, Handsome is there as well. You find 2 copper pieces. You find on the
Doesn't
floor
smell as good.
5 silver and 6 gold pieces. And they're scattered around haphazardly, like whoever tipped over these chests kind of was just in a hurry and you could tell there was probably a lot of stuff in these chests.
Even
Lots.
giving the situation, a Ting can't hold back, excuse me, can't hold back a bit of a smile and her nostrils flare. And she's honest, so she holds out the 9 gold, 5 silver, and 4 copper that she collected for everyone to see and says, well, this is all that's in there, but I can tell you there's a whole lot somewhere else down here. That is. I can't believe I didn't smell that when I stepped foot closer. That is a strong smell in there. There is some gold somewhere. It was fresh smelling too.
Yeah, and the size of the chest and the smell that lingers, it was like king's ransom.
But if I go outside and I sniff a little ways down either the hallway, can I smell which way that gold went?
So while you're doing that, anyone else want to do anything? You see the dwarf, yeah, sniffing. Some of you are watching curiously as she's skulking around doing her thing. She went and grabbed the gold. Found it. And then, but there's tracks and scufflings.
I guess further investigate the room. Where are the tracks going? Are they just kind of going to the treasure chest and out, or is there any means to look around the room itself? Maybe cannon fodder will peek over into the cracked room towards the south and peer down a bit further.
Sure, you can look around. Now, when you went around and grabbed the coins, those weren't in the chests or anything. You haven't checked out the chests themselves.
Well, perhaps there's more under these chests, and I'll squat down and flip one over, Carbrooks.
A couple have
Oh
already
my
been
god, you're a
tipped over.
madman.
Yep. You fiddle around and tip. Make a luck roll.
Oh, baby, luck's my
You
strong
cannot
suit.
spend luck on a luck roll, by the way.
Oh,
Correct.
that makes sense. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, nice. Wow.
What did he roll?
An 18.
So
You have to roll under your luck roll.
yes, I was just about to say that.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the luck's the only thing that you have to roll under in DCC.
Okay, so you're pushing them around, tipping them over. You want to do anything else?
But that being said, it added the modifier to it for some reason. So I don't think it would have. I think I rolled a 17, which actually still is over my luck. So
Okay.
yeah, I failed still. Sorry.
No, and so far just nothing. You're like, well, I don't see anything, and anyone
Abu,
else?
Ala Boo Boo will
Mhm.
hand you the battle axe. He'll look down at the wooden chest and says, I think you know what to do. Split it open.
Smash it.
Smash.
I guess he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
So
Silence.
did you thrash the chest?
Sure, yeah. Let's smash it up.
All right. Well, you smash the chest up, and well, it takes a little while, and
Yeah, this feels
few.
good.
Yeah.
Cannon fodder is going to peek in the southern crook or cran.
Let me see a minute.
He's going to live up to his name.
Okay. While smashing the back part of one of the chests, doesn't matter. you discover the bottom is hollow, and you go to smash it and crack, and you shatter a hole, or you crack the bottom, and you're about to go wailing on it, and you just, whoa, wait a minute, and you stop, or you can just keep thrashing and cave it in.
Who was that that discovered it? Sorry.
Whoever was hitting it.
Oh,
You,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, sick. Seems like there's a hollowed out bottom to this chest. You were onto something there. Was it Handsome that said that to me?
No, it was a boot alabuba.
Abu. All right. Hey, let's see what's under this hidden alcove of the chest. And I guess I'll smash it just a little bit further to look in.
And okay, so you
Just
punch
stick your
a
hand
hole.
in there. What are you doing?
You punch a big enough hole to put your hand in.
Yeah, that should be hand sized. I'll just put my hand in there without looking and feel around.
Interesting. And there's pouches, and I'd like you to give me a reflex save as you hear this little snip.
Reflex save. All right. Carbrex. Not reflexive.
Now you can spin luck on this.
All right.
You can, right?
Weird. My
Your
character's
last
not
character.
Well, let's roll.
I'll just roll it manually. 1d20
It's a 15 check.
Okay,
It's not easy.
1d20
That is super high.
1.
That is high.
Well, how about a natural 1?
That's a
No amount of luck's gonna save that.
Is that a fumble?
Yeah,
a
that's a
reflex
natural
save?
1.
So camera zooms in on his face. You hear music play in the background.
Yeah, I think
Hello,
I feel something in
darkness,
here.
my old friend.
Roll a. Oh
I
Lord!
actually
Roll.
have 15 luck. Can I spend all 15 of my luck? What happens?
Oh wow! I guess you could. But
I mean, he's
I don't
probably
know.
gonna die.
I don't know if a crit. Can you crit a save? A crit
Maybe
fail
not.
save?
Yeah, I'm good with letting whatever happens. What do I got to
Nice.
roll? Sorry.
No, I was gonna roll four-sided. Give me four-sided.
Okay.
And hear me out first. Okay, you're like, ah, you just stinging in your hand. You're like, ah, and you pull your hand back, and 2 fingers are missing.
Ah!
You permanently lose 2 agility.
All right. I think there's something sharp in there, guys.
Son of a bit. And you look at it, and you can see that there has been a blade that's went across, a little scythe blade, and it cut off 2 of your fingers cleanly. And
Yeah, I'm
doing
gonna go with that wasn't worth it.
one moment, doing 1d4 damage. We're not out of the woods yet. Oh no, 3 points damage. It might have done more. There's poison on it.
Carbrook pulls his hand out with his 2 fingers missing, and blood gushes out, and then he falls over dead.
It hit an
Oh.
artery. I think I'm having a cardiac arrest. That was your last character?
That was it.
Oh.
Okay, you're taking over
lost.
Brad's
I
character.
lost D&D.
You got-
CC.
Oh wow. But the trap has been sprung, and you see he lurches back, and he's twitching, and he delete
Why would you
my.
put your hand in that? I can't believe you.
Seemed like a bad decision in hindsight as I fall over to my death.
So I think I gave you control of everybody there.
The one that I don't have control over is Hijikaru. For some
Okay.
reason, it doesn't give me control yet, but I do have Cannon Father
Yeah,
and
you don't.
Ioke.
Okay.
Yeah, Canon Fauder is still around.
Yeah,
So
Canon.
we'll say that, yeah, you're taking over Brad's characters. Welcome. You can paint yourself
Alright.
quickly. He's got, I think, a beekeeper and a turnip
Mhm.
farmer. Remember the guy with the trowel? He's been doing really good. He got the nat crit. He got the crit 20.
Nice.
So you guys quickly discover that there is some items in this compartment. After you pull the corpse away, it's like, you pull all his fingers out and retract the blade quickly. I'll just roll this forward. Go on. 2 silver rings are in a nice velvet bag with emeralds. And there's also a silk tabard stitched with the sigil of chaos. The sigil of chaos is like this skull with 5 horns and 5 eyes. And a steel vial containing a liquid.
What?
So
Any takers? Cut is gonna say. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Kybrax would have wanted us to have it after that. He gave the ultimate sacrifice to open up that chest there. You're muted, Kate.
Well, that ring there is beautiful.
there's 2 silver rings set with emeralds.
That's Ting with a twinkle in her eye.
So who wants to claim the 2 rings or split them up? It's up to you. It's a matter. Then there's this tabard stitched which says sigil of chaos. Now you're wearing the one torque, right, Philip? When this cat just attacked me.
Oh yeah, Abu Alabubu has it.
Okay, you look pretty impressive. You're like, ooh, with that.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna take that.
You almost complete the set.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, with the tabard and the torque, it
Like
looks
the camera zooms into his eyes, and you see like this like dull spark of red start to grow in the center of his pupil.
And your luck was at what was it at again?
Abu Alabubu?
Yeah,
4.
right. Give me 1 second.
I love how the cat's on your shoulder right now.
Yeah, I know. She's like moved right in. That's the only way like, she'll stay quiet. She's been bugging me and pressing buttons. So back to our grisly room with our dead companion, and you guys grab these 2 rings. You grab the tabard, you grab this vial, and somebody, whoever's looking at the vial, it's like slosh, slosh, slosh. There's liquid in it, and you take the cap off and smell it, and it smells like a real kind of like a lavender oil. You remember, real poignant and sharp. And do we have any characters that have association with religion or schools, like our universities? Or anybody have a background that would give them
Ting is
access?
deeply religious, but not in an academic sense. I'm sure her god would be like a god of blacksmithing.
Okay, I see. Nobody, no intellectuals at all?
What? No.
Are you're kidding, right? Fair enough. Anybody want to drink some, or you just want to take a guess? So I'll say, if somebody
Abu
wants to,
Alabubu will walk up to it and drink it.
Man, I wanted to drink it. Just kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
No, I'm good. You got it.
okay, you drink it, and
Like I turn it straight up, man.
yeah, and you can actually
Chug,
get
chug.
you can get through probably half of it before you realize, and you draw back and stop because you're like it's too much. Like it's like you're starting to guzzle perhaps some weird alcohol, or it was really strong, right? You had to stop, or you would have coughed up. But you stop just in time, and you gulp, and it's this oily, nice tasting. And then it dawns on you, I'll give you an intelligence roll as an untrained. So I think there's an untrained button in your character. That means
Let me check.
or you can roll D10 is what it means if you're untrained.
Oh,
at
okay.
something.
1 sec, bro.
And you get I'll give you your luck or your intelligence. I said, yeah, your intelligence modifier. Actually,
I don't think he has one.
then I'll get you to roll D10.
All right, 5.
Okay, so you're not sure what's going on, but roll D10.
I did 5.
Oh, okay, and then give me an
Oh,
intelligence
you want me to
check.
roll an intelligence check?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. 1 second.
And this is a DC 10, but you're rolling untrained. So actually, that'd be pretty well impossible. Yeah, you just drink it.
5 again. 5 again.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you gain 5 hit points.
What? To my max value?
You suddenly feel this vitality and strength. You just get 5 even beyond your max, it seems.
Oh my god. So did you guys ever watch that old TV show with the Incredible Hulk when he turned into like Lou Ferrigno?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So like the veins on his neck, his eyes, pupils widen up. Oh, I feel so great. He rips open his shirt, his muscles flex. Ah!
That's awesome. I'm going to give you a luck point.
Oh my god, he's up to 5 luck.
Theatrics. Oh,
Five luck.
and there's still
Jeez.
some left. There's enough left for another dose.
Oh my, I have to give it to Ting. I think Ting's pretty bad, right?
Got 1 hit point.
I put my shoulder around Ting. Ting. I press it into your chest. Be a good dwarf.
So
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Bottoms up.
you gulp it. Same. Now I'm going to
You
give you an
die.
intelligence untrained roll, but I'll be a little
Okay.
softer this time. I'll make it a DC of 8 because you're getting +2 because he took it and you feel more confident and stuff. Let's say.
So
roll
I just
10
gotta.
is the easy way to do it. And if you have an intelligence modifier,
3.
okay, you didn't make it. So you just drink it and roll 10-sided now for hit points you gain. But you feel something, Philip. Which character took it again?
Abu Alabubu.
Right. Where's
That was
star
sad. I
here?
rolled a 2.
You feel a
It
rumbling
was
in your
very
stomach.
sad. Oh,
Okay, you get 2 more hit points.
Abu
And-
Alabubu runs over to the corner. He pulls down his pants and he braces his arms on the wall and he goes cross-eyed.
Okay, it's coming.
Oh god, I've got Nurgle's black bowel rot.
You know what happens though? He senses it's not going to happen yet. He says, "But it's coming. When this
I don't
comes
know what you're
through,
talking
something's
about.
going to
Okay,
happen."
he goes,
I feel just fine.
something wicked this way comes.
Now I want you to put a little star by a boo-boo there. And as well, Katrina, which one of your characters took it? I have to make a note of that.
Ting.
Ting. Oh, the
Ting.
dwarf. Ting. Yeah. Oh, the dwarf.
Ting ting. Blacksmith.
So you feel it now, but you got a good constitution, maybe. Well, whatever. Being a dwarf, you're like,
Either
oh.
way, she'll be like, I feel fine, even if she feels horrible. She'll be like, no. Great.
But you do feel great though. But you're just like, there's something. But it's almost like, yeah, you took tequila, so for a minute you don't
Thank you,
feel
friend.
well. And then it kicks in.
She gives you like a headbutt, like a friendly headbutt. You know.
Oh, nice. It's like a Klingon headbutt.
Now there's 2 directions to go. You got the narrow tunnel, or you can go down the stairs. And when you look downstairs a little further, you can tell that it finally came to some sort of room up ahead, but you couldn't see any more. Just a large room.
Yeah, so Ting sniffed around to see if she could tell which hallway gold went down or smelled from.
It definitely went down the stairs, I'd have to say.
She jerks her
Gone.
thumb and says, well, the gold went that way.
Strong Farmer is gonna squeak into the southern crack now. As everyone's trying to figure out where he's going, he's gonna peek. He's gonna peek southwards.
Sure.
I'm just gonna follow Ting to the gold.
Sure. And so the party's just investigating, moving. Do you have a light source, Chris?
Could I just use one of the torches that Carbrex had,
Sure.
or would I need another
Yeah,
one?
just so you know
he
you
had a
have-
bunch on him.
You'll have to
Yeah.
bring a light source.
All right,
Uh,
going in, cannon fodder.
And you headed down and twisting trail, tunnel, and it'll go for quite a ways. Do you want to keep going? Because you'll be beyond the communication. soon.
No, probably not then. Just yeah, this goes on for a while. Oh, everyone's going downstairs. I guess I'll catch up.
Yeah, and it keeps going up. It seems that it's coming from the surface, probably somewhere, and from you're not a dwarf or anything, so you're not sure.
All right,
Yeah.
then I'll just catch up with the rest of the group.
Rest of the group. There's 2 more sets of stairs that go deeper yet into this foul place, and up ahead, you see a large room that is kind of eerily lit. So torches, you can put the torches out even if you want. And I'll move this forward a bit because you guys spill a bit into the room, not quite, but at the edge of the steps, so you have to come down a ways and you peek in. You're like, oh, look at this. What is it? What is it? And you're poking around each other's shoulders and stuff and itching forward and kind of spilling into the room a little bit. The wide stone steps descend into a large hall, and the walls are decorated with elaborate tile mosaics depicting foul ceremonies too horrific and baleful fiends. The walls are slick with condensation and black algae, and the condensation runs in rivulets and collects in long, brackish pools set in the center of the hall. And I have to show you the picture. I have pictures of the mural, so I will actually show you that shortly. One mural is on the one wall and the other on the other, and the pool's in between them. You can pan south, actually, I can ping it. Can you guys see this? You may want to zoom in.
Yes.
Get some details. So you guys like, whoa, you come into the room and okay, well, actually, who wants to go into the room? I'll say at this point, you're looking in and there's a glow coming from the pool. That's kind of
So Abu Alabubu will he's gonna hold out that battle axe in front of him. He's gonna walk over to the pool. He's gonna come around the circumference, and he's gonna peer deep into the glow. What does he see?
anyone want to join him?
No, but as he says this, let's say Okra will be looking over at the mural on. Oh, sorry, that's on the east wall. I wouldn't have made it over there yet. Oh, never mind. I can't warn him. Okay.
Well, I just need to know if anyone enters the room or follows him in any way or shape or form, or if you watch him go in and look in the pool. I'll see you're all staying back, so I'll
All
assume.
of my characters.
Oh, wait,
will
wait a minute.
go in.
So Abu Alabubu will leave his longsword with the party. He'll just take the battle axe and head in there.
Okay.
The party watches him alone. They're like, ooh.
You guys might need this sword.
So make a luck check for me there, Philip.
Not my best stat.
Nope. Actually, you can never make this. No, actually, I don't
Hold
think
on,
you can.
I might be able to make it.
If you get a crit, I think you could. No, sorry. Actually, that's true. It's not that high. You can. It's a 15. But actually, you played this. Actually, bear with me, because you walk up to the edge of the pool, and you feel a sensation and a compulsion to do this, and you kind of embrace it. You just go with it, and you kneel down at the edge of the pool, and the others only can see him kind of kneel down and kind of at an angle a bit, and he reaches down and picks something out of the pool and lifts it up and holds it in front of him like he's almost doing the Shakespeare.
Oh, the Yorick, where he's holding the skull?
Holding the skull. And the skull has a faint glow to it. Now, let me finish real quickly.
Alas, poor Yorick. I need
You guys
a
haven't.
ratio.
Exactly. To be or not to be.
Fellow infinite, just the most excellent fancy. He hath mown me on his back 1,000 times, and now how hold in my imagination it is.
Okay, you look into the eyes of the skull, and you see not life, but there's a presence there. And now,
there's some kind of dark, wanton thrill for energy within this skull.
But the others wouldn't see this yet. Now I'm going to let the others act first while you see this, because I don't want to spoil anything. But you see what's going on in the pool, boo boo. Just so you know. So everyone else, while he's doing this, what do? This takes about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, because he sits there, kneels down, and waits probably for about 30 seconds, and he's looking around in the pool and just like, wow, whoa, and then he reaches in and just pulls out the skull.
Cut's gonna say, "Hey, looks like he sees something really cool in there. I'm going in," and he'll go in. Ioke and Cannon Fodder will stay back.
Okay, so you go forward. Now, you make a luck check. It's DC 15. It's a tough one. So you feel this compulsion to go up right beside him, and you kneel down and look into the pool, and
Hey, what do you got there, friend?
we'll pan to the rest of the party. Now, as you don't even look at him. You actually you just look into the pool and see. You look deep into the depths, and sure enough, about 30 seconds later, a skull appears out of the depths, and you pick it up. And these skulls have this eerie green glow that emanates from their eyes. And you're impelled. You look at the skull, and you're just like, oh, and you see this presence, this power, and it's full of hatred and rage, but not in an evil or chaotic sense. It's rage about being trapped in the bottom of a pool for eternity. And you feel a sense of revenge. Now, I'm saying too much. We'll pan to the rest of the party. Anybody else, last chance I'm going to give to sort of.
Yeah, so they don't, if I call out, do they turn around or anything?
Yes, they will. They stand up and look what we found. They seem unaffected, but you feel a connection to the skulls if you're holding a skull. And I'll tell you what
Hmm.
you've seen in the pool in a moment.
Well, Okra and Fingers, everyone but Ting will walk up to them and
Okay, make luck rolls. Anybody who comes into the room, and I guess everybody has to make a luck roll. And if you fail, so just quickly roll, because you'll have this compulsion to go to the pool. And if so, I'll explain now what you saw. Whoever went to the pool and leaned down saw that it was perfectly cut rectangle down, went down 20 feet deep, and the whole bottom of the pool was at actually an unknown depth because it was covered with skulls. And when you look down, the skulls moved and shimmered and swirled around a little bit. And then one skull would swiggle its way to the top and swim up to the surface and look at you. And you would feel this sense about revenge and hatred, but
towards
not.
Because of
something.
my, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Um,
Go ahead.
because of my fleeting luck, I rolled a 5. I have a 5 for my luck right now.
Ooh, so that's well. So you fight the urge. You felt that you should go to the pool, perhaps, maybe look in there, and you do briefly, but then you look away and you see the others, and but you can't embrace it. You could, if you wish, join them. So there's quite a few of your party now have these skulls, but you're in control again, and you guys are. But you feel that these skulls aren't benevolent. They're not, are malevolent, I should say.
What happens if Fingers tries to put her skull back? Can I?
You could. Do you want to?
Yeah,
You
I want to drop it.
into the pool?
Yeah.
Okay, you fall in, or wait, you put it into the pool. Just give me 1 second. I want to make sure. You, you
Slip of the
fall in
tongue.
with it.
Abu Alabubu is going to wear his like a hat.
Okay, take a careful look at the murals, though. Sorry to interrupt, Philip.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, no worries.
I'm
Okay,
just
well,
have to read a bit here. This was just a.
Okra's an attentive one. She'll go to the farther wall, the east wall, and begin to look at that one. And my other characters will, at least Fingers, will look at the west wall. Anyone want to join my characters in trying to figure this out?
You get a sting when you put the skull in, and you lose a luck point.
Oh, say that was strange. Oh, this is Fingers threw her back in. Well, that was very strange. I, I feel somehow lesser when I let go of it.
Yeah, and you felt, yeah, you taunted some god or fate, and I'll explain a bit more about the room. We got ahead of ourselves a bit now, because now that people stood up and are had the effects has worn off of grabbing these skulls, you notice that you're back to normal. In the mosaics, on the one side, there's the hooded form standing atop a towering stone on the edge of a vast lake, and there's 7 tentacles waved from the water. This Another one has 2 armored figures holding a single flail, commanding legions of hunched beast-like warriors. And then there's a low island set in the center of a black lake. A golden pyramid is set atop the island, and a figure armed with a flail is preparing to sacrifice a maiden. So you can make out on these murals. There's also, in those 4 niches in the room, each nook contains a single hooded robe. And when you check them out, you find that these robes are embroidered with bizarre sigils stitched in silver thread. They seem to be a bit mold-eaten and rotten to the touch, but could possibly still be functional.
Fingers will put one on.
Brandon will
You
also
look
put one
quite
on.
dashing.
And
I
you
thought it was my
realize
color.
there's the same
I thought it
motif
was
as
my color.
that tabard that you're wearing, Philip, one of your characters.
Well, I'll put it on.
You may as well complete your outfit.
Well, no, he's actually already complete. It's like he's already like a high priest or something. He doesn't need the robes to like the tabard is like kind of a big thing that hangs over you. It's like a big sandwich board sort of
It
thing.
would just pool around my feet then, I guess.
Yeah, but
As a halfling.
so there are 4 of those, so 4 people can wear the robes. Plus there was also the pool itself. You guys can check it out now, and you see that it's your chance to grab a skull, or a chance to avoid having a skull is done. You can now look into the pool and see all the skulls, and they seem completely dormant. There's still a green glow, however, and it appears there is a bottom of the pool. Well, maybe it just goes forever, just millions of skulls, but so it is 7:30, by the way, everybody. And the module's a little ways to go yet.
Yeah, we should probably pick it up another day.
Well, if possible. It was billed as a one-shot, so you guys made it to the skull chamber, because there is quite a ways to go yet, and it's kind of impossible to rush the ending. I'd say there's probably a couple hours left.
Yeah.
And so if you guys would be willing, I could throw out a date in the future, and it'd be a lot of fun to finish this up and see who survives. You guys have taken 5 casualties, which is pretty good.
I'm burning through them.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
actually,
though, Chris.
I don't know how you guys feel about doing this in 2 weeks, but I'd be good to do it that date on a Tuesday.
My schedule is quite sporadic, but if you guys if it lines up for everybody, then I will not be hurt if you go on without me. I just get a week-to-week schedule, and my days off are never consistent, so it'll be.
Oh my God, how do you live like
hard?
Yeah.
That's life of the food industry.
that? Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
No worries, man.
Hello, everybody. I've been kind of listening for the last while, kind of on and off. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Brad.
Hey, Chris. All of Chris' characters died.
Yeah, I heard bits and pieces.
So he took over your crew and has been doing well. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys find a date, I'll try to link up with you for sure. But I will not be hurt if don't put the game off because of me, because my schedule is so sporadic.
I have to say, Philip, your characters have had some luck. I can't believe any of them are still alive. Like,
Oh my God,
Especially
they're
Boo Boo.
perfect.
Boo Boo's been just going into everything.
I'll do Alaboo. Yeah.
Oh, and looking in that well, I don't want to metagame her yet. It's the Well of Lost Souls, it's called for a reason. So if you would have fell in, you would have just been fell and dissipated and become one of those wraiths just like that.
Oh my god!
Yep, it's just, yeah. Oh,
Like I said,
and
this guy's a class act.
if you would have grabbed the chain and said, oh, I grabbed the chain and fell in, let's say, or when you guys were going to climb down, I was going to play that out, but you never did it. I was like, oh, shucks, almost. All the effects would have been wild. That's how
shucks.
I don't want to spoil it. So,
Spoil it. It's not like we're gonna go back now, and maybe,
no, but
maybe we will now, just to get you to
no,
describe.
it has to do with other stuff.
Oh,
It
okay,
actually,
fair enough.
yeah, it is actually an important part of other stuff.
Save it.
Hopefully, I'll be able to play next time.
Yeah, well
Hey,
then,
man, hope you're feeling better.
so, yeah, it's too bad, Brad. Philip, so you're saying 2
Or
weeks
feel a little
Tuesday.
better,
Well, let's
Yeah,
throw
absolutely.
it out there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'll bill it as another 3-hour session, so we won't have to rush or anything. And it's the next part is actually pretty intense. It's, of course, culmination. You guys
Yeah,
did
and I'll
quite
see if
well.
I can get together a Linkmar game if you want to play.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I've
Yeah.
been delving
Very
into the
entertaining
rules.
listening.
All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate the game. Nice to meet you all. Hopefully, I'll be able to come part to second part. But thanks, Darren. It was a pleasure playing, and thanks everybody else. I'm gonna take off for the night, and you guys have
Yeah,
a good
good
night.
meeting
Okay?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Have a
Hey,
good
have
night.
a great night, man. Take care.
Peace out.
Yeah, I'm going to stop the recording, I suppose. Thanks.